That voodoo that you do, you treat me better than I'm used to. I'm stuck on your dope ass style. You know where I come from, LA all day. Pretty bad biddies and some bomb away. Never had a problem, I'm a young OG. It's an honor and a pleasure that you fuck with me, baby.
Cause we got the money. Let's get into trouble and fuck up the city. If you got it, then roll it and light it up for me, whatever you want. Okay, top down, driving over speed limits. Can't slow it down, cause with you, I don't see these limits. Used to be with whoever, like it was whatever. Now it's a must that it's you. Ditching the basics for the better, baby. We don't need a plan, we got good money. Let's leave formalities behind for that good loving. Used to be the type to hit it and quit it. I'm not saying that I changed, but you getting credit. The way you riding brains got me staying in the fast lane. Way you rock my hoodie, you inherited my last name. You keep me focused on the mission, baby. All about the good life, mile after mile. Only with you that I could ride.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Are we back?
I don't know. Before we even start anything, let's hold hands and say a quick prayer.
Get the fuck off this fucking podcast with that bullshit.
And
don't you even continue that statement.
Let us
piece
thank
of shit.
Mother Gaia of this earth, of the seven seas.
What is this, flat earth theory?
Let her rain down her bosoms on our faces so that we may suckle on the effervescent flow. And
Keenan is being very loquacious right now.
Let us have
her you can start
wide
record
I've been recording.
gaping
what
mountain
the fuck?
vag so that we may see the flow.
Did you just say the Mother Earth vag?
I call that a volcano.
Oh my God. All right, Joe.
Come out with the big guns. I don't even know if I know how to do this anymore, guys, but here we go. Welcome all to episode 51, season 3, episode 1 of the None of Our Business podcast. We are your hosts, Philly fanatic, Peace Styles, Peace Steezy, philanthropy, philosophy.
See, I think I got
sane,
that part.
silent tempo. God damn it, Keenan.
No, keep going. He has
Ruiner of things.
I'm not
sane.
Hey,
We got Keenan.
How about you give me some new names for season 3, bitch?
All right, Chode.
Wow.
I'll take
Cunt.
it. Oh, shout out to Patrick.
Hey, Keenan.
Yes, my real name.
Cianan
He says
Dunkaroo.
it. Yes, thank you.
C4.
Ooh, you remembered.
Hey, Keenan, what was your
Notice.
middle name? That's right, you don't have one.
Oh, fuck you, I do, but I just don't want to say it on the podcast. Maybe I should.
What is your middle
Okay,
name?
you guys say your middle names too.
What the fuck?
Because it says M, Joe M. Castellanos, and I want to know what M stands for.
Are you kidding me?
I know, I should know it, and I think I do know it.
It's Marvin.
Damn it. I was close.
What are you going to say? Manuel. It's Miguel.
I was going to say Michael.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's my middle name.
Oh, see, that's how I mixed it up, because I thought he was Hispanic and now he's white, so I have to give it back to you.
Wow. Okay, Keenan, spill the beans.
All right, so I've been calling it. Shut the fuck up.
I feel like we've talked about this on a previous episode.
my middle name. I don't think we have.
No.
It's Judson,
Judson.
but it's Judson is the real thing. But as a kid, I said Jetson, and so it's Judson. Fuck you
Anyway.
guys. Whatever. Season 3. Welcome back.
And I'm Joe.
Just Joe. God dang it! You know what? Season 5.
I like this. Go ahead, continue. Welcome back. Season 3. Welcome back. Keep going. I like what you were doing there.
Oh yeah. Thank you all for listening. I'm glad you tune in. We support you. But season 3 is now off and a go, and let's get this thing started, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, let's finally get it started.
Look at it, Joe. I felt that was fresh.
Yeah, man, that felt good. That felt great. You know, it was that felt. I liked it. I liked it.
Wow, I'm getting praise. I feel weird.
Oh, let me take it back.
Oh,
then.
fuck you.
You don't know how to take a compliment.
I know how to take anything.
Take a dig.
Wow. You guys, I thought this would be a more mature version of the podcast.
Oh, come on. Let's get it together. You know that's not gonna happen.
Should we okay, even if we bring on guests who are like, say if we brought on Obama or some shit like that, do we really have to up our game? I mean, we did it for your son
if
for
Obama was on,
reasons,
would you change your humor at all, Keenan?
I don't want to. And
I don't
feel like I have to.
I wouldn't want to. No.
But
is that be like, Obama, put your dick in my mouth? You'd be like,
wait a minute.
You're like,
I'd be the one dude who took Obama's dick. Now that's something.
I believe in hope.
I can hope that in my mouth.
I don't believe in putting my penis in your mouth.
What happened to your slogan, Obama? Yes, we can. So
yes, we did, and I am done with that.
The name of this first episode is gonna be Obama's penis.
But that's what I'm saying.
Mouth.
Isn't
Listen
that
here,
what we
Judson.
Oh, fuck you, Marvin!
I can't believe you didn't know my middle name.
You never tell.
What if there was a reality, an alternate reality, where those really were just our names? Marvin, Judson, and Michael. We sound like a fucking B-side mixtape. Like we sound like some generic ass, like the whack version.
What's
of us.
up? Like the whack. This is Marvin, Michael, and Judson show.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Jeez.
Oh, man.
It is
Fantastic.
5:35. Weather's just nice.
You could call this the MJM show. We're back and we're excited.
I feel bad for people who don't have middle names though. Like their parents just didn't even try.
They think they were lazy.
They're like, yo,
I'm just gonna give you 2.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good, player.
Although there is that theory that that serial killers always end up being people that have at least 3 names.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait, well, everybody has most people have 3 names.
Not true.
No.
Out of 7 billion people on the planet, I would say what, 5 billion?
Some people only have one name, like McLovin or Seal
or Madonna. Those are names that. Oh, come on.
No, but like 2 of my siblings don't have middle names.
Isn't that crazy?
So he was lazy. Oh wait, siblings. Sorry, I thought you meant your kids. Intelligence drop.
My kids have phenomenal names.
I hate that.
Their names are dope.
I hate the fact that you kids are awesome. Fuck Gavin. Like, how many Gavins you meet in the fucking world?
That's true.
And Soraya.
I was gonna. What is this? Soraya Sarhadi Nelson from fucking. Oh, she's dope though. I like her. She's a great reporter.
You know what's funny is a lot of people were like, "What's season 3 going to be about?" I was like, "You actually think that we organize our show?
We plan this shit?
What?
Who was it?
How dare you?
It was my boy Alex.
Ooh, throwing out some names.
Alex Garcia. Yeah, he's always like, dude, fucking awesome episode. And I'm like, dope. He's like, so what's season 3 gonna be about? I was like, oh, dude, we just wing it.
It's about you.
And when people ask me, honestly, at this point, I just tell them, like, although it's a personality driven podcast, there is some character to what we do. You know, each one of us in some way is the idiot to our group of savants.
That's true. That's true. And that's why I wouldn't want to compromise who we are as a podcast, even if we had like a super high profile guest.
So like John Leguizamo comes on and I'm like,
I don't think we
dicks and
change.
vaginas.
Yeah. Why would we change that?
He'd probably just be like, wow, guys, this is really what people are paying attention to.
Yeah. I'd be like, yeah, player, what's up?
Okay.
No, but I don't think, like I said.
Yeah, right. If John Leguizamo was here, Joe would be like, Mr. Lesquismo.
It is an absolute pleasure and an honor to meet you, sir.
And he would
be like, oh, it's okay, man. It's okay.
No, like, how big is your dick, really?
I'd be like, listen, asshole, I've been fucking hitting you up for years to be on our pod, and you always ignore me.
Well, if we can raise enough money and contribute to his new comic book that he's trying to put together, I bet you we can get his attention and get him.
Here's
on the
thing, though. I was thinking about that. And then I was like, fuck that. Because why would it take for us to fucking donate money to his cause for him to take notice?
My
know,
only,
like-
my only thing with the comic book that he's doing is that like the
Latino
Latin
based?
superhero,
Yeah.
Latin superhero, like he doesn't represent like all Latinos.
So
You know what I
there
mean?
are a lot of, I'm guessing, because I don't read a lot of comic books. Are there, the majority of comic books is mostly white, right? But there's a lot of Black and Latino comic book heroes. No, maybe I don't know.
I don't know of any
I don't know.
real Latin, like
Some,
main Latin.
I mean, well, okay.
But you know what is cool is what I have noticed is if there is a Latin character, they usually tend to be Afro Latino, which is cool because
yeah,
it's usually an underrepresented demographic.
That's true.
There's
too.
a huge, so the African representation in Latin America is quite heavily, but a lot of people don't recognize it.
Yeah, it doesn't get recognized as
Yeah.
often, and it's super discriminated against. Like,
Mhm.
Really?
yeah, the Afro Latino culture.
Yeah, Latin people are trash when it comes to like the idea of like someone being Afro Latin. It's not even cool.
Because people,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
in
racist as
here,
fuck.
right, are going against, oh, that's racist. But in
Let
this
me
Latin
paint
community,
the picture. Okay,
I've talked about this before.
the homie
Yeah.
who cleans the offices here, right, that we record out of. He tells me at the other, because he has like 4 jobs. Look at that, a Latino, like 4 different jobs, right? And he cleans all these locations, and in one of the locations, legit, it's other Americanized Latin people. He'll be cleaning the bathroom, and they'll come in and try to take a shit while he's cleaning, and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing, man?" Like, it's on like in Spanish, like, "What are you doing, man?" "Now while I'm cleaning, man, there's a bathroom upstairs you can use." And they're like, "Yeah, fuck that, I'm taking this shit right now, man." And like, and in my head, he's like, "My own people." He's like, they always turn out to be Mexican, but not, but there's occasions on other ones, but other Latinos, but for the most part, are very own people.
It's
And
facts,
they're
man.
like Americanized, and sometimes they're not even American. They just happen to be trash. And I don't know what it is about Latin people hating on Latin people. It makes no fucking
makes no sense
man.
everywhere. Well, so what community does support their own? Is it Asian? I hear a lot of Asians like hate each other.
Believe
Asians.
it or not, the Jewish community.
The Jewish community.
Though
like the
they're
only
a
one.
perfect example of a community that sacrificed an entire generation's worth of self-indulgence
Mhm.
for a foundation that lasted generations after.
Damn, why can't we do that?
because we're trash.
Fuck.
Because we're not the chosen ones. Better believe it.
Oh, okay.
No, it's because we can't put aside our own individual wants for the greater good of the group.
Because that happens in the Black community too, quite heavily. Once you're out of the hood, you're out of the hood.
It's tough, man.
Yeah,
because
For most, not everybody. There are a few, but yeah.
It's tough because the truth is, like, if I got mad cash, like, I don't know if I'd get. I don't even give a fuck about homeless people now, to be honest with you. Like,
I don't either.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I think
we've talked about
Yeah, we know
this,
Joe's
yeah.
stance.
yeah, and I try to be point blank about it. Like, I don't know. Like, there's very few things I think I care about. Maybe like orphans.
That push and the kush.
The what?
What are you talking about?
Orphans?
Sex. You like sex?
With orphans?
No.
What the hell, Keenan?
How did you bring up sex when we're talking about
I
orphans?
know you were making a
What
list.
are you even talking
Oh,
about?
You were
right
making
now?
a list of things
I care about.
that he cares about.
Orphans
fuck
and
you,
sex.
Joe.
It's just a weird thing to throw right after.
It's
orphans.
a weird thing to throw after orphans, Keenan.
Keenan.
No, fuck you
we
guys.
gotta talk about this, Keenan,
Jeez.
on the
What
podcast.
what?
You know, this is the one thing I didn't miss, Keenan.
Oh,
This is
really?
the one thing I
Okay,
didn't
you know
miss.
what? Fuck you and fuck you. I'm gonna eat my
Wait,
donuts
Why
and my.
me?
I don't know because I didn't.
So
hear you
Keenan
clearly.
brought a sausage and donuts so that he could put the sausage through the donut hole.
and some water.
And you put one donut on each side and then use that as a dumbbell. Just be like working out.
the fuck?
Piece of
How about we
shit.
get back to this orphans? All right.
Why would we talk about the orphans? It's already done. You already
Yeah,
put the idea of sex with orphans in people's minds.
I did not. Put, you both
Listeners,
put that.
I do apologize for
we
Keenan's
should,
Listeners,
outlandish
probably
behavior.
edit this,
Re-
but we won't.
Read
You
this
won't.
back, and you'll see that they put that in there in that
Read this
connection.
back.
I didn't
Read
do
this
it.
back. Okay,
However you want to do it.
you're gonna generate the
I'm-
transcript.
yeah. That was my one
Oh,
job.
Keenan.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck you, bro.
Wait,
Hey,
so
guys,
so
miss
this
you.
break, Is there anything you guys have been dying to talk about since the break started?
Joe said he has a whole lot, so let's just make this
my
Joe's
guy.
show.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I thought it already was.
Wow. I'm not even sure this podcast is going to last through the 3rd season.
Oh, it definitely.
Remember
will.
during the meetings?
I know.
Keenan was like, I don't know if I'm happy anymore.
We were like
Fuck
walking
you,
on
bro.
eggshells. Like, Keenan, do you approve of this?
Oh, by the way, before when
Fuck
it's,
you,
before
bro.
before we leave today, please let me know what the dates are because I have a few people that I
I
keep
need-
forgetting.
I sent you the list.
I didn't get it.
I didn't get it.
Anyways,
email.
we'll
I
talk
sent
about
you an
this
email.
afterwards.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
But we're already booked out until like what,
Yeah,
February?
we're booked out. So we're
of
currently at
February.
the end.
But the
of
first guest
November.
is still undecided.
Well,
Oh no,
I mean,
no, no,
that's
no,
on
no.
you guys.
No, I've got
He did.
my homie.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah, we're booked up till February. So, guys, we have a bunch of cool people coming on. Now, what I did want to say,
It's the Joe Show. The Joe
check this
Show.
out. So, a bunch of things, but I think the key one is Disney releasing
Disney Plus. Do you have
'Cause
it already?
That happened. Of course, I had it. I pre-ordered it when
And I
when it
went
was
to his
available.
house to watch it too.
Did you guys
Yeah.
see The Mandalorian?
Oh fucking yeah, we did.
Jesus.
So wait, is Mandalorian the name for Yoda's species?
No, the Mando is the name of the
suit,
race.
right?
No,
Oh.
it's the race of people, like Boba Fett, Jango Fett.
Oh,
It's,
okay.
it's the bounty.
Well, those
It's
were-
not. They're not bounty hunters.
Oh.
They were
Right,
they were
but-
a warrior race,
Okay.
but they ended up becoming bounty hunters.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of stuff. I mean, if you guys watch Star Wars, not Rebels, Clone Wars, which is a super dope series, 6 seasons right now. The new season will come out next year on Disney Plus after being gone for like 5 years, maybe. It's been off the air, but
For those of people who don't know about Star Wars, though, you're gonna have to make it a little more relatable.
No
Yeah,
books
yeah.
though are related. So anything mentioning about a Mandalorian in a book is not canon.
there
right?
are some books, but they're not canon. Yeah, they're not canon.
And canon
Um,
means essentially, for those of you,
it's
who
part of the
don't know,
universe.
it's
Canon is part of the universe, whatever
Yeah.
that is
meaning
actually
it's all one story as opposed to some extra shit that somebody
Pretty
made up.
much, yeah.
correct.
Any-
all part of the same
Yeah.
world.
Anything made prior to 2000.
The acquisition.
Because you guys got to remember, not everybody's as nerdy as you.
Okay,
guys.
yeah,
That's what I'm trying to put it that way.
So anything
before
that was
2000
purchased,
or
anything that was purchased, any story that had no, because
Joe's not
when
making any
Disney-
sense today.
no when Disney purchased Lucas or Star Wars, the whole Lucas
That was like
film franchise,
2016, right?
it was
or 2015.
2015, I believe.
Come
Yeah.
on, guys,
Or
we're 15
2014.
minutes in.
Anything
Have we done
before the
anything interesting yet?
purchase that was story related is
Yeah.
not included in whatever happens after 2015.
Yeah, basically, when Disney bought Lucasfilms, they said besides the movie and this and this and this show, nothing else is canon. All the books,
So
all
Mandalorian
the
is not
comic
canon.
books-
all the video games. No,
Mandalorian is canon
because it came out
Disney
later.
created it.
Just made they just they
So basically, the Mandalorian race, which is canon because it appears on Clone Wars,
Mhm.
and they said if
So
it's
what's
Clone
the deal with
Wars,
this Baby Yoda?
okay.
Well, I didn't see episode 3, so
We don't know yet. We
But
don't know.
I
yet.
haven't even seen episode 1.
So
Yeah.
Of the Mandalorian
somebody
thing.
spilled the
Well,
beans
the
in
reason why the reason why it's so special is because in Star Wars lore, there have only been ever shown 2 of the Yoda species, which is Yoda.
Oh, really?
So before then, you've never seen. So there's Yoda, obviously, who's the most famous one of them,
Right.
and then there was a female called Yaddle, but you see her in the comic books.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's not
yeah. I
really,
think I hit her up on Tinder the other day.
Yeah, hey.
Jesus. But that's what I was asking about the books. Weren't there some books that showed or told about a race of Yodas somewhere in the storyline?
Whoa, whoa.
No.
Why it's got to be a race?
No,
Oh my God.
no, there isn't. But that's why it's so special because prior to these 2 other characters,
Matter or not.
there had never been
race.
there had never been another Yoda species
Okay, yeah, okay. I thought there was. I thought in some game, book, story, side mission quest,
that's why it's so special.
because it's only
Yeah,
ever.
it's all. So this is the 3rd time it's ever been seen.
And it's
Now-
and it's a cute baby too.
Yeah, it is adorable. but going back to the Mandalorians, the Mandalorians were a very prominent warrior race. They were like the
So they were
elite
like
of the elite.
Saiyans.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you want to think of it like that, yeah. They developed like weapons that could counter like Jedi and stuff like that. You
Yeah.
know that, but they kept to themselves, and then there was a Mandalorian war and all this stuff. So they were practically extinct.
Wow.
And then you see like a character like Boba Fett who came from Jango Fett and so on and so forth. But generally, Mandalorians were gone, like almost non-existent anymore. So this is why it's special, because you're watching the show and then you see that it's not just and the character doesn't really have a name. They just call him the Mando, Mandalorian, short for Mandalorian. And it's just Mando. But you see other Mandalorians, but they're all like hidden. So basically, like the Mandalorian race
like
is being
underground,
rebuilt. Yeah, but they're like keeping a low profile.
Is this episode 3 stuff you're
No. You
about?
see it on episode 1 when he goes into the little.
Well, people haven't seen it, so you don't want to spoil it.
But it's not a spoiler. It's not a spoiler.
Yeah, or just start watching it. Like
Yeah.
Joe says, get it.
Yeah, get it.
Wait, so Disney Plus is worth it?
Absolutely, dude.
What do they even have on there? 'Cause
Okay,
it's just
right
Disney
now,
movies, right?
Right now they have all the Disney library,
Including TV shows. I
TV
think,
shows, movies, Disney
Like
classics.
Lizzie McGuire type shit.
Yes.
What else was
They
on?
have any TV show that was.
But
that's
what
been
was
the
on Disney
Channel.
that even matters? Like,
But it's not just Disney. It's like Goof Troop, Darkwing Duck,
oh, okay.
DuckTales,
Okay.
Tailspin.
DuckTales.
You know, like
Ooh.
all these shows that you used to watch on KCAL 9 in
Oh,
the
okay.
afternoon
Yeah,
or
yeah.
in the morning when they had like the ABC. They have Recess. They have like.
That's crazy because didn't Netflix have like Disney movies for a while?
That was a big thing.
Did they
and
get
that's-
taken off?
That's why they've been
Uh-huh.
slowly removing them.
Wow.
All the Marvel stuff is
Yeah.
on Disney.
Oh, that's right, yo. So
Mhm.
all
So
Marvel,
all of
Damn.
Marvel is on Disney.
So you can't watch Iron Man
All
on
of Star
Netflix
Wars
anymore.
is on Disney Plus. National Geographics, anything National
You know,
Which
Geographic.
is cool. I didn't know about the National
Yeah.
Geographic thing.
I've been trying to watch Netflix lately, but I'm like, is there? Do you guys
I know,
just
me-
find like you're just on there like, what
It's
am I
just
even going to
over,
watch?
yeah, saturated. With
I have
shit
been
now.
recommended to watch the World War II in color, like the famous moments in color. They did some really cool stuff with it. So
Actually, yeah, I just saw. We will not be forgotten, or they will not be forgotten.
dude, there's some wild
Oh,
shit about that.
man, Yeah,
You got to watch it. You got to watch.
Is it
Peter
documentary?
Jackson did some wild, like
yeah. He
I was
made
just
a
given,
really good like documentary,
and he went above and beyond. Like
Mhm.
there's this one particular scene where a general is giving a speech to his troop or whatever, and he
Yeah.
happened to find that speech and then had somebody say it in the same dialect and manner from that town where he was at. It's
It's
crazy.
fucking good,
It's
man.
crazy.
You gotta watch it. We will
Yeah.
not be forgotten, or
Yeah.
they will not be forgotten.
Yeah.
It's so
World War
good.
One
It's
stuff.
based on World War One and like the people who lived through it. And
Mhm.
there's a bunch of like archive footage of like
Mhm.
all the shit that went down, and he does not hold back. He
No.
shows like everything. He'll show
stuff-
like when people got charred and like when
Wow.
people would get shot and shit.
It's and it was supposed to be like only 10 hours worth of footage, but he wound up doing like 100 something of hours of footage, just doing the whole thing.
Yeah.
So it was all black and white, and they recolored it.
Mhm.
They did that. They did voices. They did a whole bunch of shit.
I wonder
Yeah.
how many of our listeners actually jumped on the Disney Plus train.
Well, I kind of want to not just. I mean, you just mentioned National Geographic. I was like, oh yeah, I want to watch it too. And then The Simpsons, right?
Yo,
'Cause I saw
they have all
Billboard.
the Simpsons.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They have like all the X-Men, the original X-Men
Oh, yeah,
movie.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
they have all that shit. Anything having to do with Marvel. Yeah.
Fox, right? They
Yeah,
bought
because
out-
they purchased
that's right.
Fox.
Yep.
So now they have all the Fox
That's
property.
right.
Like,
So what about the
And-
Fox movies?
well, the Fox
'Cause of
movies
Radar.
are now in Hulu because Disney owns like 51% of Hulu.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
So they.
So like all the super rated R
That's
shit
crazy.
that Disney owns is going to be on Hulu. And
And
then that's why they have a triple pack right now where you can buy Hulu, where you could get Hulu, ESPN Plus, and Disney Plus for
How
one.
much?
It's like $12.99 or something like
Wait,
Wow,
Disney
dude.
owns ESPN.
Dude,
Wow.
they own God. Like they print their own
They own
money.
God.
God's on their payroll. You know what I mean?
Wow.
that. No, but
That's probably like breaking some kind of antitrust law.
Oh yeah, they
somehow.
monopolizing
But you
that
know
like
what?
crazy.
the way as a consumer,
Here goes
I've said
Joe
this
defending
before.
corporate.
Look at Joe.
as a consumer,
Get off the consumership cog.
Yeah.
the only reason I don't have a problem with this is because they're releasing good content. If they owned everything and gave you shit, then I'd be like, what the fuck?
But not now. Give
We
it like
don't need
5-10
no
years. I mean, look at
Education.
Netflix and Hulu didn't have good content. Well, I'm getting that backwards. Anyway,
Yeah, you are. So okay, so another great thing that did, because people are like, well, this is the thing though. People are like, why get Disney Plus? Like they
Yeah.
barely have anything.
yeah,
Yeah, but Netflix didn't have shit when
that's
it
right.
started.
Neither did Hulu.
Hulu didn't have shit when it started. Like
HBO didn't have a
yeah,
lot.
HBO. Well, yeah, sure.
It didn't have its content of
Yeah,
shows.
yeah,
It just
yeah.
had movies.
But that's a network. That's different. That's a little different.
Okay.
Because when it started, it was an actual network on television. But these streaming services, like, so
Crackle.
I'm super good with it. Yo, Disney Plus has a docuseries.
Yeah.
The
The
Imagineering
Story
one,
of
right?
Imagineering.
I gotta see
Holy
that. I was
shit,
told
man.
about that. I gotta see it.
Holy shit!
And what is that? That's about like the story of
The
Walt
people
Disney.
who built
No.
Disneyland,
The people who built Disneyland,
engineers and
not
stuff.
only,
Yeah.
but not only Disneyland. They talk about how they did Epcot,
And
how
Paris,
they did
yeah.
Paris,
Mhm.
how they're reinventing Disneyland and the new attractions that they're releasing. So it's doing like a step by step per generation.
So
Like,
Yeah.
you actually have to care about Disneyland to like even like.
No, I mean, because
you know, I mean,
I think if you watch the
I
story,
wasn't
of
one of those kids who was like, who
no,
built
I'm in it
Disneyland.
for the
I
how
honestly
they do
think-
it.
if you watch the story of Imagineering or the Imagineering story,
Yeah,
whatever it's
yeah.
called, I think it's going to change your perception of like just Disneyland in general, like,
and
completely.
himself as well,
and Walt Disney,
Mhm.
dude.
Just let him watch it. Just let him watch it.
I'm telling you, man, I teared up.
But I really
by
gotta
the end
see
of
it.
the first episode, I was like,
You're actually in touch with your emotions, Joe.
I mean, I tried
only
to
when
be.
he's by himself. When
That's
he's
the only
around
way I
us,
know
he's
I'm
like,
alive.
Oh,
You're pretty
okay.
healthy, man. I'm like,
Damn, it's like that.
I mean,
I've got this ice box where my heart used to be, bro.
got this ice
Shit.
box where my heart
Oh,
used
my
to be.
God.
Got this ice box where my heart
Did
used to
you guys
be.
hear about that new law that got passed? That it's going to make it harder for musicians to actually get paid. The way because I think
Is this because like a
there's a
Spotify and
SoundCloud? Musicians union that was ushering in this bill that now makes it so that Uber and Lyft have to like treat, instead of treating them people like contractors, they're treating them now like employees. So that means that like in order for musicians to continue to work, like let's say all our friends that we know that play shows, in order for them to continue to get paid by the bars, they now have to file an LLC. They now have to do all these things and pay employee taxes, and like bars have to pay like people as employees for every single person that's a musician now.
No,
It's a whole
no,
thing.
No,
wait, why does
It's
that?
a whole
What
thing.
does that have to do with
it isn't.
Uber and Lyft?
Here's the thing. The only way they don't have to do it is if you provide your own insurance and your own like workers' comp and stuff, which is attainable, which is doable, and you don't have to be an LLC for that. Because we're experiencing this in our industry too. Yeah,
That's right. Because
it became a situation because we get contractors all the time, and basically they said you guys can't do this unless your contractors are showing that they have proof of insurance, workers' comp, and all this. And because I was just at this.
Is that why you were there?
Yeah, I was
Wow.
Because somebody was like,
Player.
Gavin Newsom.
I'm a big deal, my guy.
They were like, 'cause
You don't tell me much.
this article was like totally biased. They were like, Gavin Newsom's the only one that can change this, and boo 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 boo. And I was like,
yeah, but that's not.
Wait, so why are they doing this? Is somebody getting oust money? Is that what's going on? Who's
supposedly
losing
it
money?
was done for the protection of like
Of artists?
of people who drive for Lyft and Uber.
Why Lyft and Uber? How are they
and
involved in
and
this?
this musicians union was hoping to get like more money, like
I'm
funneled into
confused.
this thing, but they were actually fucking over musicians.
How does
Musicians only get paid a couple $100,
But
right? So they have to now pay their insurance.
connect the musicians to Uber and Lyft. Uber and Lyft is a driving service. So what
Because
did
musicians-
musicians?
contracted
yeah, or contractors.
workers.
Musicians are
Contracted
contractors,
workers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they work for themselves. They don't work for anyone.
and Uber and Lyft
Are
are
contractors.
contracted-
They don't work directly.
Yeah, when you
for
were
the
working,
company.
when you were working for
Yeah.
was it Uber back? In the
I was
day?
working for Uber and Lyft.
Yeah, but you weren't an
You were supposed to file
employee of
taxes as a
theirs.
contractor.
They just paid you out. You never like filled out.
A 501c3 or something like that.
Yeah, you were
Or
never an
1099.
independent
Yeah,
employee.
you didn't have a
You
W two.
didn't
You had a
have a
1099.
W2. I
Yeah.
didn't have a W2.
You had a 1099,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, it's contractor.
I don't even know if I had to. I didn't make much money on you.
God
So
damn.
anyway, about the Dodgers.
Perception. Again,
Oh, fuck
perception.
you.
So yeah, no,
So-
I'm glad you brought that up because
Yeah.
I was curious about what the
we have a
actual
situation like because of
in the
Now,
industry.
how is your company involved? Because you're a legit company. You're LLC.
okay, well, yes, we have we're an actual legitimate company.
Yeah.
Inc. We're an Inc.
Okay.
Incorporated. But doing what we do, we also hire contracted workers.
So like a construction company.
No, we're not hiring a construct. We're hiring individual workers.
Okay.
Like if I know
Labor
that I'm gonna do a
hands,
job in Miami, I
Uh-huh.
know a guy in Miami that can help us out, so I'm gonna hire him.
You know, I
To
have
work
my
for
own
us.
tools, right, Joe?
Oh wow, he did this on the podcast.
I have socket wrenches and you know you can help a friend out. I heard that's good.
Remember when we were talking about endurance and
Oh,
strength?
fuck you. I can do it. I was just doing. Never mind. We'll change the subject. All right.
No, but
Dude, it sounds like talking
but-
about
but this was the
whatever, I'll do
situation.
that.
We used to be able to hire somebody and say, "Look, this is the rate that we can offer you, but you know you have to take care of like if you get injured, that's on you. You know all this."
See, I
shit.
thought you hired a construction company to do
No.
stuff, or it was all in-house employees.
We do have a lot of in-house
Right.
employees, but sometimes the job doesn't merit traveling all of our employees to a certain place.
Oh.
I have people in, Miami, or I have
Mhm.
people in Atlanta that I can hire,
Mhm.
so I don't have to travel my guys here.
Right.
So
And that costs the
My
company
guy.
money.
So I have to travel my guys, my guy.
Yeah.
So it's a lot
So-
cheaper to hire in the
someone
city or state.
locally,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So we would hire individuals,
Mhm.
and then basically our insurance said, "Yo, there's these new laws, so anybody that you hire outside that's not on your payroll,
Mhm.
they actually have to have proof of workers' compensation."
Because
and
before
their
they
own
didn't have to
insurance.
have
Because
anything.
before it was like, nah, we just doom, we pay you, boom.
And if they got
You did your
injured,
job.
they can't.
It's on them.
They can't sue you.
Yeah, it's on them
So
because
now they
they're
can.
1099 employees. They're contracted workers.
Okay.
So now with this new law, these people actually have to show and what's happening is that there's some workarounds
Okay.
that are happening.
It's
Like I
business
was just at
insurance.
this. I was just in Lidditz, Pennsylvania. Shout out to my clients, Orso Angels. What's up? But I was just out there and we did an event safety summit, and that was one of the key points that we talked about on this summit was how do we pay these contracted workers? Because even though my company that I work for, it's not my company, but the company I work
It
for,
will be.
even though we have hired employees who are on our payroll, we still have to hire individuals outside of our payroll to help us do the jobs that we do. And basically we're just trying to make sure that those people are covered if we are hiring them, because it's kind of fucked up that we hire them and if they
Let's
get
say
injured
it's
on
on your
our
own.
job site, it's like, damn,
Okay.
sorry. I mean, I know we contracted you and hired you, but we can't really do anything.
Now that I can understand.
Now there's some
So-
extra security for those people.
Right now, for musicians, are musicians getting injured at bars and stuff like that?
It's just collateral damage, honestly. That's what's
It's not about the fact. Yeah, what it is that it's cutting into their pay that's already small. Like
the
small
bars
payment.
pay or the musicians
The
pay.
musicians pay.
Do musicians have to pay to play at a bar?
No, but usually where they would make money from the bar, like for like let's say $800 for like a show, and let's say the bootleg or whatever, right? Something like that as a band. Now they have to like probably pay a couple of fees, and like the payment will probably go down to like $550.
So a musician would normally get 8, but now they're getting 500.
yeah, for the same amount of work.
because the business
Has
has
to pay
has to
for
cover the
the stuff.
the workers' comp and
Now-
the insurance in case something happens.
Right, and if the bar doesn't do it, then they'll have to do their own. Right?
Yeah.
Now, wouldn't the bar go, okay, now because of this new law, we're going to have to jack up the prices for everything in this bar so we can afford whatever we're doing?
Potentially,
Exactly. That's what would
Potentially.
happen.
And even further reaching implications, and why I brought it up is because as the economy continues to shift and change, the gig economy is going to be more of a real thing, and there are going to be more and more people who are contractor basis, which means not only do we not get benefits from companies, but now we're definitely all of us individually going to be expected to have our own insurances, like on that level. Like it's going to continue to be pushed forward in that manner as things evolve, and that's the crazy part. That's
Okay.
why it's important to be aware of it now. That's why I was asking, because
Yeah.
Now, where's the negative side of any of this? Is who's getting screwed on this end?
man, what do you mean?
Well, okay. It depends on how you look at it.
Okay.
Because even though you are a contracted worker, is it really that bad that you have to have your own insurance?
Because you should have some
Like,
type
because
of
what if
insurance.
something
right.
happens to you legitimately, and the company's going to be like, "Well, you're a contracted worker. You got to figure it out yourself."
Yeah.
Now, is it really that's the question? and morally, I don't think there's anything morally wrong with the fact that they're saying, look, we want to hire you, but you don't have your own insurance.
Right.
So someone has to pay for it. And
well, yeah, I mean, look,
for
me, as long as the rates are there, like I know your company always takes care of people, so that's cool. But I'm saying there's a lot of companies out there that are just looking to cut their own costs. You know what I mean? Which is fine, because also small businesses are going to benefit from this, because they probably can't afford to continue to hire people if they also have to pay. Like that's part of the reason why the people don't want to hire, is because then they have to pay all the employment insurance. You know, so this might actually boost the economy. There's people winning and people losing on all sides, and it's really what it is just an adjustment and a shift. You know, like everything else. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know like business law and shit like that, but suffice it to say that definitely someone is not happy and someone is very happy.
People aren't going to be happy. In the short run, people are going to be like, well, this affects me immediately. Yeah. It might affect you immediately, but in the long run, who knows how many gigs you do, and if one fails, it's the same reason we have car insurance or home insurance, or all these different insurances that we might not even use. Like I have a 5-year insurance on my TV that for any damage that might happen. Like, but what are the odds of something happening to my TV?
I don't know. Throw a fucking controller at it, fucking Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, but that's
bullshit.
what I'm saying. Like, what are the odds? We don't know, but just in case something does happen,
do you have insurance on that carpet, on that rug?
Does it match the drapes?
Hey, what's up? No, but I mean, and some insurance agencies, some insurance companies are going to find a way to help the person, to be like, yo, we know that you're going to need this insurance, so here's this premium package that'll cover you for a year regardless of what gig you do or who you work for,
and it'll only be like $600 a month.
No, it wouldn't be. It's not going to be that, because it's not going to be sustainable for you.
Right.
So like I said, the company, the summit that I just went to, there's an insurance company that's going to be providing insurance for people in our industry who are independent contractors. And they're like saying, yo, it's going to be one annual fee or we can say, we'll cover you for these 3 shows that you're going to do. So if you do these 3 shows, this is what you're going to be covered for. That way you don't have to pay for anything that you're not actually doing. So it'll be they can either do a yearly one or a per gig one.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I can see the benefits of having insurance, obviously. It's called in case, right? But, and at the same time, I feel like it leaves it open to easily being something that can be taken advantage of, exploited.
Well, that's where my questions come in, just to find out, which you've answered pretty nicely. Where is the
threat?
The fall, or who's going to be the one with the short stick? But
you are, but I mean, I don't want to get
hey,
into
my stick is it's average. So what about the other stuff you wanted to talk about?
Okay, so Disney Plus,
Mandalorian.
Check that one off. Mandalorian, you gotta check it out. The Story of Imagineering.
I got
dude. I still haven't seen the Joker. Have you guys seen it?
No,
of course.
Ooh, I want to see Knives Out. Ooh, I can't wait for that.
Knives Out.
Yeah.
We're gonna go see that Star Wars movie, right? When is
Absolutely. That's next month.
Next month.
17th?
December 19th.
19.
Thursday, December 19th.
12 o'clock, opening night.
Because that's what I thought The Mandalorian was.
10:20, whatever. Damn
10:20, Keenan.
Hey, you guys remember?
I don't want the same shit as fucking Avengers when I'm calling you where you are. You're like, what do you mean? I'm right here at home. What's going on?
We thought I was bad.
Fucking asshole. Jeez.
At least I show up, even if it's late.
So we went out to watch Avengers.
What? You're gonna tell the story?
And for whatever reason, Keenan thought Keenan was 2.5 hours, was going to be 2.5 hours late. Well, he was. He just didn't show up because he thought that the show was 2 hours. So I call him. He's probably masturbating, watching some fucking anime. Fucking dick. Anyway.
The other stuff you're talking about, the fucking bitch. Anyway,
I just another thing that I don't know. I told you guys about like the dissect. I've been listening to this
podcast.
This podcast called Dissect. I'm just gonna shout out a bunch of podcasts right now. I'm just gonna show a bunch of love to a bunch of podcasts. Okay, so Dissect. It's an episodic breakdown of albums.
Like nobody even fucking asked you.
I mean,
You were just
like,
you know
this
what I want
is-
to talk about?
This
No,
is none of our
yeah.
business podcasts. Why are we talking about other people's podcasts?
Because I care about them.
I know that's cool.
No, so and these are all music related podcasts.
Not all of them. Not all of them.
So you want to
How many
categorize them?
podcasts do you listen to? Where do you have the time?
I
for
listen
this
to
stuff?
like 5 of them.
and there are how
6
long
of
are
them.
they?
They vary in times.
Oh,
You know
okay.
what it
An
is? It's
hour
like
or-
he doesn't listen back to our podcast.
I don't think he does.
I do actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. All right.
Yeah.
Go on, Joe.
Fucker.
It's your podcast. Go.
Fuck you. So Dissect, Cole Kushner, super amazing guy. As far as like the way that he breaks down these episodes, basically he'll take an album and then he'll break it down episodically. Each song he'll break down.
You heard the Frank Ocean thing he did?
Yeah, it's amazing.
It was dope, right?
It's fucking
Then he
amazing.
did the Lauryn Hill thing, right?
He did a
Yeah.
Lauryn Hill one. He's done Kendrick. He's currently right now on the 5th season. He's doing he's breaking down Damn.
What
by Kendrick
information is
Lamar.
he providing? Like how it was made?
Everything. He breaks down how the beats were made, what they used, why they used them, and history as far as like what the instrument is and where it's been applied to before.
Now, what are the sources that he's using for this?
Is he just he
looks it up. He does research.
Is he an academic
He-
in music?
He'll play like audio clips of like interviews.
No, I know.
Oh,
I've
okay.
listened to it. I was
Yeah.
Okay.
He breaks the shit down. Like
I
that
don't know about the
motherfucker doesn't
podcast.
play.
I don't know if you know this, but I've known about the podcast for like
Oh my
a
god.
long time. actually.
Well, yeah, I'm glad I didn't know about it.
Oh my god. Just like his middle name. Anyway.
So I finally
What's the
caught
other
up to
one?
it. I finally caught up to it. I started listening to it. I think in either September.
If you
It might
haven't
have been
heard
September.
Switched on Pop, you'd really like that one too.
Really?
Yeah.
I might check that out.
Yeah, I know those guys. They're pretty cool.
Switched on pop. Okay, but
Actually, I have mad podcasts I can tell you.
I
for
think
music.
I started listening to it in September, and I finally caught up. to
Keenan,
it.
do you have any podcasts?
I only listen to none of our business podcasts. There's a
Okay.
reason for that.
Pathetic.
All right,
Fuck
we'll
you.
move on from you. Then.
Um,
Go ahead, Joe.
So also there's another podcast I listen to that just started. It's called Office Ladies. It's
That sounds interesting.
Nice.
yeah, I don't know how interested you're gonna be in it.
Why?
It's kind of a very niche podcast. It's
The fuck does that mean? You don't know
it's
me,
Angela
Joe?
Kinsey.
Wow, he looked at your color of skin and was like, "I don't know if you're going to be interested."
She
So
looked
it's-
at my stats.
It's okay. The lady that played Angela and Pam in The Office, they basically break down each episode of The Office.
I like The Office.
Oh well, then there you go. You
Oh,
might like
wait,
it.
wow,
Dude,
you're like
see
one of
what I
those dudes
mean?
that listens to like a podcast about Lost.
Oh my god! I
oh.
wish they
Yeah.
did
and
that for Community.
and all their theories
that'd
of
be
like
dope.
where it could go.
yeah,
Well, they basically break down their own episodes. So like they're going in chronological.
Oh, wait.
Angela and Pam. You
Yeah.
said those? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So it's the actual actresses.
Yeah,
breaking it.
yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, that's pretty
kinda
cool. That's why I was like, oh,
I thought it
Community
was
was
like-
great.
I thought it was like
And
some random
they break
people.
it down, and obviously they know they have more insight
Yeah,
because they
yeah.
actually experienced it.
Yeah.
So they'll be like, oh my gosh, I remember when this happened, and then I remember what we did. Da, 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 da.
It's kind of like watching the audio commentary on DVDs.
yeah, it is. And they'll run back clips,
Mhm.
and they're gonna be having guests from.
That's
like,
cool.
They're gonna have to have some of the actual like the last week I think they had Raiden Wilson, and they'll have like the
Identity
prop
theft is a
master.
real crime.
They'll have like the prop master.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so they're bringing not just cast, but they're
But
also
crew.
bringing in crew.
Yay, support the crew.
So that's super dope. Yeah, absolutely support the crew.
Team
for sure.
Stirs.
Dipsomaniacs, they're fucking dope. They're a collective, a bunch of people who just like weed, drinks, and skateboarding.
Mhm.
They're pretty cool. They break down like their favorite beers.
It looks
they
like
talk
you're
about
boring
weed.
Philly over here.
Yeah,
No,
no,
it's
sorry.
even
I
He
only had
yawned
2
like-
hours of sleep. Sorry.
Oh, excuse the fuck out of me.
Did somebody force you to not have any sleep,
I don't
or
want to
did
get
you?
into it on the podcast.
Oh, bah.
Anyway,
I never said that.
and there's a couple other podcasts that I'm
never
also
said that.
listening to. Which are
endurance skills. Told
great,
you.
great people. So yeah, check out those podcasts.
You listen to a lot of podcasts. Okay,
Yeah, I like
Nice.
to listen to podcasts.
it's nice how it's a growing industry.
It is
It's cool.
You know what's funny is like during the break I was like I wonder if anybody even missed us. You know what I mean?
Oh, really? You think we don't
Absolutely.
have a fan base, Philly?
Yeah, no,
I
for sure.
know people love us. I was just like, wow. You know, like it felt different not actually doing the podcast.
Oh,
Like I had more time to do other shit.
oh.
I I think if
softened us
anyone
up,
is
and I was
gonna,
like,
if anyone's gonna leave this podcast, it's gonna be Phil first.
Dude, first of all, that sums up all my relationships. Everyone's
Oh,
always like, if
shit.
anybody's gonna leave,
it's Philly.
it's gonna be Phil.
and he did.
Hey, Filthy. So you're like on a fuck fest right now. Huh?
bringing it out on the pod.
I don't know about all that.
God damn.
I don't know about all that.
Hey, there's just one special lady right now that you're dealing with.
No, but you know what? To be honest,
Especially since you swore off
if
doing
I'm
it.
being honest, though, I actually really only just want. I just want.
Yeah, you
one-
say that, but
one
I mean,
cool,
come on.
one cool ass girl to ride.
Here's
Yeah,
the
you can
thing.
do that without fucking every single one.
Here's
of
the
them.
thing. I believe it too. I believe that he just wants.
I
one.
know, but I mean, like the way you're
I'm
going
a-
about it is
I
not
really
exactly
am,
ideal.
I really am a monogamous guy. I really am. I just want a cool
Your dick
ass
says
chick
otherwise.
to ride with me. Oh well, I don't know about all that.
yeah.
I mean, you know,
No, I believe you.
Don't you think that
Don't-
most men
Well,
want?
I think Philly's dating right now.
'Cause
I think he's just dating.
Because I want the same thing. Joe wants the same thing, right? Just a
hey, I
cool
never
chick
said
to-
any of that. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I'm just saying I do want like just one badass chick. To,
I think
like,
most
rock
people
with me,
do.
you know what I mean?
Ladies,
No.
for those of you who listen to this podcast, you kind of know how Philly is.
Oh my
you know the
God.
character that he is, and
No, we're not pimping.
you
me out
know,
on this
if,
podcast.
Now you know what it feels like.
listen,
Season 1 was all that.
he's an attractive young man. He's available. So,
Super
ladies,
available.
if you're interested, or if you know someone who might be interested in Phil, Philly fanatic,
Or if you want to get dick down.
Peace easy. I mean, maybe if you want to get dick down, he might be interested in
Yeah.
dicking down a little.
Yeah.
I don't know. Philly, are you interested in dicking down a little?
It's not
Tiny little
dry
bit?
over there, is it?
Actually, you know what? You know what's funny is
Philly's in a rainy
I actually
season.
happen to think
It's fucking full on winter over here for Philly.
I actually happen to think that casual sex is more trouble than it's worth.
Okay, then stop doing it. Yeah, good luck
I'm
with
not.
that.
He didn't say Philly's having a rainy season
Fucking
It's
instead of a dry season.
far from a drought. It's a monsoon, my guy.
fucking
I
It's
don't
a
know.
fucking
I don't know where-
category 5, category 6 fucking hurricane.
It's like a dickometer over here.
Dickometer.
First of all, you guys are painting me out to look like a fucking asshole out here.
No. I'm not doing that either. No, but
I like giving
I
you
never
shit.
said any of that.
he's enjoying a dick down fest.
Wait, what? Ain't nobody taking me down. What the
Whoa.
fuck?
Wait,
What do
I
you
didn't
mean?
say that. What are you talking
Well,
about?
But
what
it
do-
came out that way.
Yeah.
I said a dick down fest. Like he's dicking
You said
down. He's dicking
He
down.
said he's enjoying Dick
Yeah.
Down Fest.
a dick down fest. That he's,
But that's a festival where you get dick downed in.
says who?
I don't know.
You're trying to get dick down.
I know. I got nothing. I'll dig
Wow.
anything.
He's contemplating becoming gay. He's
Just
contemplating
just open up the
becoming
options,
homosexual.
you know?
Right.
Just to open up the board a little
I'm
bit.
just gonna have Philly's hands rub my dick, so
Oh,
it feels like
wow. Dude, one touch
It's
and
like-
it'll be over, dude. It'll be over. Our friendship.
be an
not-
explosion.
I just need to put your finger on
Our
it so I know what it
friendship-
I
feels
can
like.
never look you in the eyes again.
We'd have to
Philly's
gonna do
equalize.
this show remotely, like- and he works here. Like,
I don't think I'd be on the other side. Oh, my
you
God.
guys are crazy. I missed this.
Okay.
No, you're not a bad guy,
Okay.
Philly. We like
so
you.
I know it's early, but there,
Is it?
there are people who are going to be doing like New Year's resolutions pretty soon.
It's
huh?
fucking late as
Oh,
fuck.
there are.
Oh, I thought you were gonna do that on the last episode.
No.
Is it early for New Year's resolution?
I think now is the perfect time to start thinking about
We have
whether
to-
or not you actually want to have a New Year's resolution. Do you remember the last time you ever kept a New Year's resolution?
Mm-mm.
I did, but the resolution was like 5 years ago, so
What
it's
was
just
it?
now happening. Starting my business. Yeah,
Oh, right. I remember that. Yeah.
I think I was with either you or you, but I read a list of my birthday wishes, 31 wishes for my
You-
31st birthday, and like
you had 31 wishes for your 31st birthday.
yeah, and I had a lot of that stuff on there actually came true, but years later. You know,
Damn.
it didn't happen.
Wait,
that
how
year.
old are you?
Oh my god.
You old fuck.
You're not even that much older.
I
kid.
come dust. That's what happens. It's like
Could you
that's what it
imagine?
sounds like.
Damn, Kane. We're about to
Shooting
be
blanks?
36.
I thought 35.
The fuck?
Am I 35 right now?
You're 35 right now, Keenan.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Keenan
fuck.
lies on his dating profile.
He's like, fuck.
I didn't know I was 35.
Yeah.
Am I 35?
2019.
Keenan, how do you not know? How old you
minus
are?
1984. That's 35.
Damn.
So count 84.
You guys are
plus
5 years older
35.
than me. Fuck.
Yeah.
I hate you, Philly.
And you're in the same position as us.
I know.
No, he's not.
Oh, that's right. He's far lower.
Wait,
Wait, what are you talking about? No.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
So, Joe,
Damn.
you've never made any New Year's resolutions?
No.
Never in your life? You've just always been trash?
Yeah, pretty much.
My God, I am 35.
I don't think I've ever
God
had
damn.
like a serious resolution.
Right.
Like, nah, I don't think so.
Because I'm thinking about this idea of like promises to the self. Like, do you remember any promises? Like, you don't have to obviously share them, but is there ever any promises you've made to yourself that you actually kept? Because it's common knowledge that most people who
That
make
I'd stop drinking, that I'd stop doing drugs, that I'd stop fucking.
feel like, and I kept none of those.
I might have lowered. No, I was gonna say I might have lowered down my drinking, but I had some shit earlier. Damn.
Yeah, I don't think I've never made a resolution.
Why do you think it's so hard for people to keep promises to themselves?
Because we're human.
Because we're human. That's an
Human.
easy answer.
Human.
Speaking of which, The Good Place is almost over, man, and I'm so sad about that. I don't know if you guys ever watched The Good Place.
I watched.
I know
most
of
season
it.
3 already.
Oh man.
So
it's
why
such a
is
good
she getting
show.
work somewhere else? Is that why?
I don't know that she's getting work somewhere else because she does that show on Disney Plus. It's called Encore.
Encore. Oh, okay.
You know, her man has a podcast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they both do it, don't they?
Nah,
I don't know.
Just
if she
him,
has
just
a
Dax?
just Dax. Yeah,
Oh.
the armchair expert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like,
It's dope as fuck.
I mean, it's nothing like this one though.
See, there we go. That's what I'm looking for.
That's right. What's up?
Yeah.
Hey. No, but it's such a good show, and it really, I mean, it kind of puts things into perspective
Of
as
your own
far as,
morality?
like-
Oh, you're talking
Yeah,
about The Good
about-
Place?
yeah,
The Good Place. Yeah.
about your own morality.
So you do
For
think
sure.
about living in
How
death
much
and
of a
stuff.
piece of shit I am?
Yeah.
I don't. You actually probably relate to the main
I
character.
don't
a
think
lot, huh?
about the-
you and her are a lot alike. Where you guys are just
Eleanor is
trash.
just the best, man. She's trash, but
And
she
I'm
knows
more like
she's trash.
Cheaty.
Yeah, but we both still ended up in hell. so.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
that's true.
You can be as good as you want to be,
That's true.
filthy.
That's
and,
why.
And Keenan is more like
Dude, I'm gonna be at the gates of hell opening it up.
like Jason
Michael.
from
Yeah.
he's more like
I
Michael.
think-
You're
I
right.
think he's more like
You're right.
Michael.
The
Michael?
architect. Yeah.
Is he black?
No.
Oh, okay.
Why? Because his name is Michael. My middle name is Michael.
He's
I'm not
Ted
black.
Danson.
Oh no shit.
Yeah. which he's like a demon who repents. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
okay.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like I don't believe in God and I don't believe
that
in,
show makes
in
you
religion.
question.
No, not at all.
Okay.
It puts things into perspective as far as like being a good person. What is a good person? Because you could think you're a good person your whole life, like Cheaty, and
Who's cheating?
Like Phil.
or a
here?
morally sound.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna say no, but Cheaty is one of the characters in the Good
Oh,
Place.
okay.
Like he thinks he's morally just and has done the right thing his whole life, but he ends up in hell anyway.
Well-
So then round table question. Are we good people?
This is a square table, so
Well,
round table.
rectangle.
I
if
said
you
round table
If you watch
question.
the show, you see that actually nobody was getting into heaven
yeah.
because
Thanks for giving it away, Philly. I have not seen it.
You would never watch it.
no.
Yes, I would.
Oh, then watch
Well,
it.
but because the idea is that like even if we're like vegan, let's say, we still use cell phones that were probably made in a sweatshop somewhere, or
Oh yeah.
like
yeah,
in
yeah,
one
yeah,
way or
yeah.
another, all of us inadvertently
Yeah.
do
Or
something.
Oh, yeah, of
you're
course.
doing bad shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Technically, inadvertently. Like
That's
you
my
said,
whole
we're
story
all
in this
bad
whole
people.
podcast. I've been saying that forever.
Kenny, nobody
It's
gives
all-
a fuck. That's
Oh my
You
God.
have not been saying that.
Yes, I
forever.
have. That was the sum of my thing about when people would buy organic stuff and it's not really organic. It probably has some. They think that they
Oh yeah.
have the
yeah.
night. And then I would also talk about people who would just murder and kill bugs just naturally out of thought, but then want to protect the trees and other animals and human beings. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the circle.
I thought you
of
listened to the podcast,
life.
Joe.
I do listen to the
I am the
podcast.
podcast.
Wow.
Whoa.
Whoa,
I am
my God.
Queens Boulevard.
I like this.
Dude,
I like this
they
assertiveness.
never came back, huh?
No, well, they
Entourage?
might. But so, okay, so question to both of
As,
you.
as
And then,
actors, or are you talking about as
The
Oh,
show.
I think that's the show.
show,
Yeah,
yeah.
Entourage is
Yeah.
done. Huh?
Well, it didn't. It wasn't going to come back after that.
after the
movie.
movie,
was a
yeah, it
wrap.
was over.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You know what sucked? What ending sucked? Ballers.
I heard about that.
Ballers had a
Was
trash.
it- I heard it was like
ending.
the worst.
Was that the show with The Rock?
Yeah, it was such a good show.
Yeah.
And then the
I
ending
never saw
was
a
just
single
fucking
episode, dude.
trash.
I heard they just like, it was like, yep, and then just went away.
He's like, everybody, yo, hey, we succeeded. Yes, hey, we succeeded. Okay, hey, everybody, we're happy now.
Roll
Yep,
credits.
We are done. Like, oh man,
I never even saw a single
like so
episode.
many things were like just resolved like that. Like
Mhm.
the whole
Oh.
story arc of the final season, like I don't know.
Maybe they might make it into a movie. That's
Did
probably
you
why.
guys,
That's what I'm
did you guys
thinking.
did you guys actually see the El Camino movie? The
No,
Breaking Bad movie?
I haven't got into any Breaking Bad stuff.
I haven't seen enough Breaking Bad to be able to justify
Yeah.
watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
But Philly, so do you consider yourself a good person?
Me?
Or was it a nice person? Nice or good?
Good.
It was good.
Nah, I don't. I think I make efforts to be good at times, but like I think like everyone else, I'm clearly capable of being.
Better.
Yeah, sure, yeah. That's
Do you think he's a
But
good
that
person?
doesn't say that you're not a good person.
So
because
Joe,
you are
what,
a good person.
what is your take on Philly?
I
Is
think
he
he's a good person.
okay? Then what about yourself?
I'm not a good person.
Oh wow, Philly, you
piece
say
of
the
shit.
same thing about Joe?
No, I think Joe's good to people. It's just when he wants to be, but I don't know if that makes him a bad person.
So it can't be obviously. I guess it can't be black and white.
Because you can say the other way, right? Me being generally kind in general to
Mhm.
people is just as bad because it's like then at that point there's no assertiveness in terms of like you that where do you draw the line between being kind to others when you don't have to be, right? And actually having some self-respect. Like Joe says, "Oh, I'm not a good person," but it's also because he has a healthy dose of self-respect, And whereas for whatever reason, as assertive as I may be or whatever, there is a degree of me allowing people to take advantage of me more than is necessary,
And that
you know what I
doesn't
mean?
make you a good person.
No, because you have to be better than that too. You have to be. It's a thin balance. You know what I mean? Like
Oh.
the thing is, you constantly have to be teeter and totter on things. You know.
So
what I mean?
I'm not a good person then, because I let
Nobody
people walk
is,
over me
man.
all the time.
Yeah, I think the perception of me being a good person is kind of misunderstood because I'm a good person to the people I care about, but I care about a lot of people too.
Mhm.
So pretty much anybody who sees me would perceive me as a good person because I care about you. I care about you. I care about a bunch
Until
of
there's
people,
that
but
one
strangers,
motherfucker.
but strangers
Uh
like homeless people,
huh.
I don't care about. Like,
yeah,
like people ask me for money, I'd be like, nah, man,
yeah.
I make my own money. like it'll be shit like that, or can you?
Yeah.
Couple? Like, nope, not for you, player.
The homeless person
Like-
offered me $1, and I was like, "What the
Oh,
fuck?" It was him. I was in my car, and
That's the name of this episode.
A homeless person offered me $1. That's a good. That's a good one.
it was
Season 3, we're off to a great start.
They took one look at Kenny and said, "You need this."
You're
more
like,
than I
yo,
do."
player. I seen he's missing all his teeth. I seen you from around the way, player. I know you're in the car better than mine, but hey, it's
Hold
$1.
on, Keenan, explain to me how this is even
Can
possible.
I? I was waiting in line. I had both my windows down because it was hot in the car and through in a drive-through at this food joint down the street from my house, and I saw this homeless dude who I knew was going to ask for money. Lo and behold, to my surprise, as soon as he got up to the car, I was like, "No, I don't have anything." Before he even asked, and then he holds out this $1 and goes, "Don't you want this $1?" And I was like, "No." I just totally ignored it, and then he, grumbled something, then walked to the next car. But
What if he was God and he was offering you $1 to save you?
probably.
See,
Yeah.
we're pieces of shit.
I went
Yep.
to get tacos last night. Right, I was like, damn. I just feel like
After a super hard bang
No.
sesh. Yeah, I feel you.
you guys keep putting me on this podcast, making me look like a
Dude,
fucking hoe.
you know what,
man.
Philly, though? I guarantee you, if you were the worst piece of shit on this podcast and everybody knew it, you'd still get fucked.
I'd probably get laid more.
Yeah. Yeah. So you should have no shame
But
in
he
whatever
doesn't want
Joe's
that. He
doing.
doesn't want to have sex.
They don't want to see me all the way up. Bro. They only want to see me half cocked.
Should get that check.
I don't have that problem, player. I don't have that problem at all. My shit is.
I wouldn't know what that problem is. I don't know what you're talking about, because
Dude, my shit, my cock looks like it's like the Rock's eyebrows, bro. Do you smell?
Wait, is it curved like that? What the fuck? You need to go see a doctor.
Meaning it's never. You know, what? Never mind. This isn't going the way I thought.
You're like, wait a minute.
Dude, my cock is the people's elbow.
So it's callous and like
it layeth the smacketh down on that candy ass.
Oh my God.
Jabronis. Oh, speaking of which, there's a new season of The Toys That Made Us.
Oh
I don't know
really?
if you guys watched
I
that.
saw it on Netflix.
It's on
I haven't-
Is that like about porn toys?
no, just all
it is
toys.
a great show.
Oh, like
If you've never
Mattel
seen
and
it,
all that shit.
Uh-huh.
basically, yeah. They each episode they focus on one
That's
specific.
clearly to our age group. Because
Yeah,
It
don't
is,
play
it
with
is,
toys.
it
today,
is.
Did you
bro.
watch
It
the one on the
absolutely
turtles
is.
with your kid?
I didn't watch it with my son. I watched it by myself on a plane.
Oh,
But it basically they focus on one toy. That's why it's called The Toys That Made Us, because it focuses on our
The Barbie,
generation.
the Ninja
No.
Turtles,
Well, yeah, they talk
But
about
generational,
Turtles. They
like
talk about GI Joe.
Yeah.
They talk about Masters of the Universe. They talk about all these different.
See, they're talking to you because I didn't play with GI Joes, man.
I played with myself.
Yeah, but then this
I
new
had
season.
Connects.
But this new season, they're talking about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Like,
Mhm. I can't believe I was really into that show. I mean, when I look back at it, I was like, man, it's so cornball.
I came,
But it was
I
a
came
show
into
of its
toys.
time.
I
Right,
came
right,
into
right.
toys
Time,
around creepy crawlers.
I was
dude.
playing Pogs. They might talk about that eventually.
Mhm.
Like this.
Do they
season,
talk about Pogs? Will they?
No,
It's not
but
really.
they might. I'm almost certain.
or
that
as
they're
they
gonna
used to
talk
be
about
known,
them.
milk caps.
Wait,
Yeah,
is that what? It is?
yeah. They were milk caps. Yeah.
That's what they were made out of.
I remember Joe had
Yeah.
mad pogs,
my
dude.
God.
He had
Oh,
the
yeah, dude.
slammers too,
And we spent
everything.
money on that shit.
But here's the thing, like,
Kids, man.
so this show, it's a very short seasons. They only have like, I think like 3 or 4 episodes per season, but they'll focus like for an hour on a specific thing, and they'll talk about it throughout from its creation to kind of where it is now. So they talked about so this season they talked about My Little Pony, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and the wrestling action figures.
Okay.
Oh, you remember the stretch ones, dude?
WCW. Yeah, they talk about that. They talk about the pillow ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I had
Oh,
that
I
shit
remember
too, dude.
those.
They talk then and they talk about like the war of Vince McMahon and Ted Turner
Oh,
and WCW and WWE and like all the sneaky shit they had to do to make these toys and and how like Vince McMahon was directly involved with making these toys and how he'd be like he would dangle like, oh well, you know, these people are telling me they can do it for this much, and then they'd have like a handshake agreement, and then he'd be like, yeah, but this guy just offered me like 10 times more, so I'm gonna
Wow.
give it to them instead.
You know, when
And he
you
was
look
like,
at
what the
Vince
fuck? We
McMahon
had
in
already-
the face, he
Yeah.
kind of has a
You can
face like
see
he's
Vince
that guy.
McMahon is a
Oh,
piece
yeah.
of shit.
yeah.
But
I don't know him
it's super
personally,
dope.
but you know, I guess also you could just call him a good businessman.
Yeah,
Man.
but it's crazy because then he bought WCW from Ted Turner
Mhm.
for like $6 million.
That's a steal.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's
For
nothing.
nothing.
Well, didn't he try some tricks to like lower the ratings of some
And
sort?
then he made fun of Ted Turner
Mhm.
right after
yeah.
he bought WCW and said, "That shit is mine. Run that shit.
Well,
You try to fuck with me, I just bought your company. You belong to me now."
I'm pretty sure somewhere in that contract there was like a clause like you could go back on after it. Like there's always like a window, you know?
No, it wasn't. He outright bought it because they were
Wow.
they were going to file bankruptcy.
yeah.
Because they had Monday Night Nitro and all this shit.
I remember
just
that
didn't
shit.
happen.
Mhm.
Harlem
And then
Heat,
and
dude.
then when he bought it, the people who were making the WCW toys were like, "Fuck, we
Yeah.
are fucked."
Yeah.
And sure enough,
They got
Mm.
fucked.
bah,
Yeah.
completely. And some of these guys, you could tell in their face, like they were like, "Man, like once he bought it,
They knew it was coming.
I knew it was over."
Damn, that makes me think
And-
about like Chris Benoit and China.
And then
Yeah.
there's like,
Yeah.
and then they were talking about how like some of them had dedicated themselves to like making these toys, And then once that shit was done, it was like they didn't have any career. Like,
right? How would you go into another line of business?
They didn't. They left the business of making toys because of that. Like they lost hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And then in the same respect, there were some guys like initially when it first started that they lost their contracts, and then 20 years down the line they hear that there's a potential to get back into the wrestling toys business. So they're in a completely different industry. They're like, they take the risk and they come back in. They're like, fuck it, I want to do it again. And then like the guy that came back after 20 years of not even being in the business, he's the one who holds the account now.
Oh,
Like it's crazy.
Sick.
It's crazy. It's
Wow.
crazy.
I mean, that's gonna happen across the board as we move forward, just in general in the economy, right? I mean, how likely do you think it is that some of these jobs are actually going to exist, continue to exist? I mean,
Yeah.
I know if a recession hits, the
Huh?
first thing that's going to go is every marketing budget that's out there.
marketing budget? What do you mean? Like,
yeah,
like
so like
that's a job?
So like a lot of the work that like I do as a creative, right, creating content for people and shit like that, that's going to go out the window.
Oh, so you're saying all the YouTube, Instagram stuff
No,
like that?
but like the premieres, the
yeah, any
the
promotional like
events, like
oh, that's
running
okay.
ads.
like at
Okay.
Comic-Con, like ABC will have a display at Comic-Con because they have a couple of shows. Now their booth at Comic-Con, or the multiple booths that they have, will probably shrink down to one because they don't want to spend the money on
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
and like for me that's crazy because yeah, what are we all going to do as the jobs can, because you still have to contribute value to a society in order for it to pay you in some form of exchange so that you can exist in society, right? So it's like, I know it's super meta, but it's like what happens when all like 90% of these things that we do today are automated? Like everyone's going to have to just unlearn all the shit that they know
and start learning some
and start
programming
learning some new shit.
and learn that JavaScript.
And that's crazy, dude.
The story of Imagineering.
Yeah,
One of the things that happened
I want to see it so bad.
is these Imagineers who were creating these animatronics and all this shit were told that they were going to bring in these machines that can automatically program these things that would control the programming, because in the past these the Imagineers that
It's like
function
mechanical,
these
right?
no, they had a thing that they would put on a full suit, and then they would do the characteristics of whatever the character was. So when you're on the Pirates of the Caribbean,
That's a real person behind that.
puppeteering.
Puppeteering.
It was a person who would put on this thing and control it from the back, from behind the scenes.
Damn, the
and
whole
be like,
day?
dun, dun, dun. No, they would program it.
Oh,
like they would do these things,
okay.
and then they would program it on the tape. They would put
Gotcha.
the tape on the thing,
And then that would
it
spin and do
But
the thing.
then,
Okay.
as time passed, there were machines that could do that for you now, and they were like, "Fuck! Now these machines are going to take our job because this is what we do. Like we program these things and we do all this,
Right.
and then the executives, the directors that were in charge of these departments were like, nah, like, dude, what you have to learn is how to operate this machine, learn to program this machine, and it's just going to make your job easier. You're not going to lose your job if you learn how to use this machine."
And so they kept them on.
Yeah, so they kept them on because all they had to do was learn the shit.
Right.
And that's what happens a lot, like with these in the industry, and I could correlate this back to what's happened recently with like the semi
the trucks,
the
yeah.
big truck
As
drivers,
they're getting automated.
because now they have to have these machines in their trucks that count their hours, they count how long they drive,
can't fudge the
count when
numbers
they
anymore.
rest, they can't
Okay.
fudge the numbers, and a lot of these old heads were like, fuck, well, now that we got these machines, now we can't really do the good job, now we can't, now we can do, and it's all
now it
because they had
turns
to-
out it's like now actually it might help them because they might have been missing.
yeah,
hours
it
and
could
shit
have
like
it
that.
could have helped them, but a lot of these guys are now retiring because now that they have a machine that they have to report to and this and that, they're like, oh, well, now that's ruining my job, I don't want to drive anymore. And because of that, you lose like these guys who've been on the road for decades, that
Yeah.
know all the roads and know all these things. Now they're retiring because they're afraid that these automated machines are just taking their jobs, when that's not the case.
And well, the thing is, it's like there's
Necessarily, that's not the case
there's like there's the idea of having to learn new skills, but then also the idea of having the capacity and the flexibility of mind to
Yeah.
actually learn them.
So imagine there's What are you doing?
I think my seat is super fucking low. It is super.
Why didn't you
fucking
just
low.
raise it?
I don't know where that is.
Oh my god!
Perception is at like
You don't, you,
six.
don't,
man.
you don't know where the hole is, Cianan?
Okay,
I haven't
so
used it in a while.
no. But see, put this into perspective. Like, so these a bunch of these old heads, they decided they were going to retire because they didn't want to have to deal with automated, with self-driving semis and having to input their shit in a computer. They didn't want to deal with that.
Mhm.
But, them not thinking they could be the guys that go to Tesla or to Volkswagen or Volvo.
As
Volvo,
consultants, right?
As consultants saying, hey, guy, I know your machine is going to get you from point A to point B, but you don't know that on this road, there's this thing that's going to happen, you know, like that there's this road that even though it tells you to go this way, you're actually supposed to go this way and down this corridor. Like, they don't know that shit. So these automated systems know what Google Maps tell them or whatever this
That's true. Sometimes I know
bullshit.
a way better route than anything Waze or Google Maps.
So these old men, they're quitting rather than to adapting when they can have like their own consultation firm that's going to go to Tesla, that's going to go to Volvo, that's going to go to all these places and say, look, we're accepting that you guys are going to be pushing these out, but let me help you guys at least know what the best possible routes you can take are, and so on and so forth. So it's just about adapting.
I mean,
really,
you've seen the kiosks at like a McDonald's or even like a
I use
grocery
those.
store, right?
Oh, I fuck with those, man.
Yeah.
I don't fucking
Fucking
dumbass
asshole
people trying to
behind
get
the counter.
$15 an hour. Fuck you. And
Those
your
kiosks are
$15 an hour when I order a fucking cheeseburger and you don't put fucking cheese in it, it's a fucking cheeseburger. Stupid ass.
Yeah, those
No,
kiosks are great.
I
And
get
then
it.
every store is starting to become a self checkout, which I like. But I mean, then you get some people who don't know how to use the self checkout properly.
It is tricky, right? That like I understand everyone wants a living wage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's too many people.
And at the same time, like, are you actually contributing to society in equal value measure, right?
Yeah.
to
So
get
it's-
that 15.
Yeah.
Not everyone
because-
works for a living. No, not everyone does the work.
Like just because you work
To earn that
40
living
hours
wage.
a
Mhm.
week doesn't mean that you provided 40 hours of value. You provided 40 hours of your life, but how you contributed value. Like I think that's the thing that I was fortunate to come across when I moved to New York and I went to the marketing agency. They kept talking about value, right? And it's like just because it'll say like the market cap for your position, whatever role you work in, right? Yeah, you can only really earn like $55K a year or whatever. For some people like, oh, you can only earn like $30K a year working at McDonald's or Trader Joe's or whatever. Right? Trader Joe's probably more. I think the market cap is less important than how you see the value that you're contributing, right? Like being able to understand what it is you do for the company. Like you're literally just cashiering. Then while that still is a thing that you can do, you should be learning something that actually contributes some kind of incredible value, whether that's learning how to manage a team so that you could actually then be the manager of the team, which is actually valuable because you can keep people in check or at the very least keep them inspired and orderly, right? Like value exchange. So I understand what I'm saying. Coming back to what I'm saying is people want $15 an hour,
Yeah.
but they don't want to deliver $15 an hour style of work. They're like, I want $15 an hour for taking someone's order. Yeah, sometimes it gets busy. Busy work is not valuable work.
And so, how does one become the manager if they're just a cashier? Like, how do they form a team?
I mean, you
To
take
show an
extra
example.
steps.
You take initiative.
You
You actually-
stand out from the rest of the cashiers. Like,
Most people don't know, right?
Yeah.
But it's like you have to do more work than you're paid for so that
Exactly.
eventually you get
Exactly.
paid for more work than you do.
exactly.
That's a real thing. But there are a lot of people who just go to work and they do the bare
The
minimum.
bare minimum. And it's like, dude, how do you expect to be noticed if you're not noticing yourself? Like,
And they're like, that I don't get paid enough. That's
that's
above
the
my pay
fucking
grade.
Stupid mentality.
And I've met people, even a coworker of mine, who would have that mentality but still get paid pretty well. Like it's a nicely average payout, and they just do the bare minimum. They
Yeah.
come to work for 8 hours, don't do overtime, don't do weekend, don't help out anybody. When asked to do something extra, complains about it, complains about everything.
And there is something
And they're
to
still
be
working
said.
at the
There is
company.
something to
They
be
fire
said
my
about,
ass.
but there is something to be said about you also. Like if you are doing the extra, that you put into position certain things that guarantee you're taken care of. Because you're right, there are some companies that will exploit that. There are.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, employees that will exploit that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but
Because if the pay is high,
you
and
don't
you're
know what
doing
the
average work-
politics
you
is
don't,
behind that.
and you don't
Yeah.
know like
He
how
might
much
have,
they've done
yeah, he might
prior
have
to you arriving.
that
unless they
person,
arrived at the
he or
same time
she
you arrived.
might have a whole
For the
Rolodex.
most part, they were
you
only
know?
there a year before me.
That he or she may have a whole Rolodex of things that they bring to the company that you may not even be privy to.
I definitely nobody has seen anything that they bring to the company.
Really?
Yeah, at all. It most of the other employees were like, "Why the fuck is this?" They would when they person left, some people would complain like, "Look, this is what all he or she does."
And see, and what I'm saying is,
It was a woman.
I try to correct myself
Right.
a little bit.
No,
Fuck
no.
you, Joe. Don't catch me.
And-
Your perception.
but what I'm saying is, you've always got to ask where things don't make sense, right? So why it doesn't make sense that this person is getting paid so much,
Mm-hmm.
and that the perception of the whole company, except for probably the CEO who's making sure this person gets paid,
Mhm.
is like, what? They don't even do anything. We don't know that because it doesn't make sense. No company's just going to pay someone randomly for
You'd
no
be
reason.
surprised the people I work with in the companies that I've been at. Yeah.
Here's the thing though, which I've learned and I've had to learn the hard way.
What happened to you?
Don't give a fuck about anybody else who who you work with.
That, yeah.
Fuck and because what's gonna happen is if you focus on anybody who's doing quote unquote better than you,
Yeah.
that's gonna put you down. So who gives a fuck about whoever else is doing whatever? And I had to learn that the hard way because I cared a lot about the people.
Wait, that
about
happened to
what
you?
The people who
You
didn't
mean
do
like
shit.
feeling competitive?
Wait, I'm confused.
No, not
you
feeling
were
competitive.
focused on someone who wasn't doing as what they should have been doing.
Yeah, because I come across that all the time. at
and
work.
they get paid more than you.
I
And
don't
you're
know.
like-
I don't know that they get paid more than me,
Oh.
and I don't care.
No, I meant before
Because-
before you changed your mentality. You
Yeah,
were like,
I would think
this
like,
person
how
gets.
much does this person
okay,
get paid?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
what the fuck? Like,
yeah.
How are they here? You know, that was a mentality
The
that
same thing
started
Keenan
with.
was just talking about.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I had to learn that fuck whatever the fuck they're doing because it doesn't pertain to my life.
Mm.
Like it's not going to directly affect me.
What do you do when you hear somebody talk behind your back about you and your job?
I don't give a fuck. Especially if I know the quality of work that I can provide.
Yeah.
What do you
Like,
do,
who
Keenan?
cares?
Huh?
What do you do?
I go to Joe and complain about it. I go to both of you guys and be like, "This person's blah blah blah."
Yeah, I don't. But see, I don't give a fuck. Like,
Mhm.
I don't care. I don't
I come
care.
well, see, that's the thing, and that's what's good about Joe because I come across a lot of people who do care. I get both sides. Joe's this one side, and the other side I run into people who do complain about other people at the workforce. And in my mind, I'm going. Sometimes I'll say to them, why do you care? And then they start coming up with reasons and solutions and conclusions of like the reason why. And there's nobody. I wish Joe was there to see it because Joe would easily be able to knock them down and be like, "Look, stop thinking that way and stop doing that way." Because a lot of times when I guess the manner I present it in, it's always, it's never I see what you mean. I get what you're talking about. It's always, it'll forever be in their head because no Joe has come across them and showed them the real shit.
Well, you either have your reasons or your results, right?
Yeah.
You could have your reasons as to why you're not doing as good or why they're doing that.
And that's why I
Or you
ask
can
questions.
just have your results, right?
Yeah. I come across and ask questions because when I run into somebody who does the exact opposite of what somebody else told me, I'm going, what's going on? I thought, and that's my problem of thinking everybody's equal. Obviously,
We're not.
the down line of everything is everybody's different. However, I always run into other people who think everybody acts in one way or thinks or talks in one way. And there's nobody there who tells me to lay it down straight, to tell them they got to lay it down straight. Like that's what I'm saying. I wish Joe would be there or you.
I can't be there for every
know,
part of your life.
Fuck you, Joe. I mean, it's a metaphor.
I think anybody who's getting by on doing less than they have to get what they want, if it hasn't come already, it's not gonna last forever, man. Eventually, that kind of shit
Mhm.
gets caught. The people catch wind of that and they go, "Why is this person even fucking here?" You know, and that's not obviously your responsibility to take on. All you can do, like Joe said, and he had the right idea, is like you can only focus on yourself. You can't you could sit there and pay attention to other people and then like see how it affects you. But truthfully, you've got your eyes on the wrong
right.
fucking
And how
set of
often
hands.
do you get to tell other people that besides me? Like there's other people you tell that to, right?
Of what?
What Philly just said. Like, and what
Don't
you just
worry
said.
about other people?
Don't worry about other people. Worry about
I
your
tell
own
people
life.
all the time.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
who gives a fuck what they're doing?
Yeah.
Like, it's not gonna affect you directly.
Mm.
Like, why are you wasting your energy and your any of your capacity for something that you can't change? This person is not gonna change for you. Like, it's their duty, and it isn't your duty to change them.
Have you ever come across?
But any duty you come across, you
Oh
should
my
change.
God!
Hey.
Have you two ever come across somebody where you do lay down information like that, but they still don't get it, or they still
going somewhere else?
I'm looking at him.
What? What? Oh, fuck you. Anyway, I'm just saying, like, how often when you give out that great advice or great statement or ideology,
I'd be giving that great advice,
that somebody still continues not to justify their own mentality.
I don't
like,
care. Like,
has that not happened to you both before?
I don't care. Like,
well, that's definitely the thing. I mean,
I'll give the advice and like,
and if they're still like,
care,
yeah, okay. Okay.
I'm sure plenty of people don't listen to me, but I'm also sure that
I've tried both.
Some people gain.
I've tried like following up on people, but like at the end of the day, I found out that people didn't want the advice to begin with. That my experience tends to be that nobody asked me for my fucking advice to begin with.
I give Philly advice all the time, and this motherfucker never listens to me. Philly's the guy that's gonna try to do it himself.
Yeah. I get a lot of buts. Like I'll say something and they go, yeah, but, and then it's like you did not hear.
I can't tell you how many times Philly bought a car, and I was like, Phil.
Oh, really? What's the new car you got? You got a new Beamer, right?
I'm driving a Maserati right now.
Hey,
a classic.
I hate people with Maseratis. I guess it's just something that I have in the past with a previous
I can't
homeowner.
stand fucking sports cars, bro. If I ever like get guap and I want to buy a nice car, I'm just gonna buy a regular ass like SUV or like a small one. I'm not talking about an Escalade or some bullshit like that. Like I'm not trying to gas guzzle and hurt the environment. You know what I mean? Why do we need nice things? What? Like as
have you seen my crib player?
You're a consumer, but I mean, like, is that human?
Have you seen my ego?
Your ego's so large, everyone can see that shit.
Yo, I have a stand.
Sorry, let me put it
I have
away.
a stand like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, just stands behind me the whole time, just overbearing, protecting me. Like somebody tries to fuck with me, my ego's like.
Why do we need nice things?
Come on, it's a serious. I'm trying to get into Philly's domain. A serious philosophical question of human intellect and wants and needs.
Well, I think that's subjective, and that each one of us is going to have a particular answer about that. That's for sure, because everyone's going to have their opinion on why they need a nice thing. At the end of the day, I think they're all justifications. Do we need them? No. Do we want them?
We don't need them.
Well, that's maybe where I'm getting at. Why we think we need them?
We don't need nice things. We want nice things.
Yeah.
We don't need someone with a fat ass.
I don't need to eat your life.
You need to breathe because they're life sustaining.
Right.
But I don't need to have a car. I don't need to have a TV. I don't need to have a house.
Mm-hmm.
But you leave me my monkey.
You leave me my monkey. But yeah, we don't need things. We just want them.
Mm.
Yeah, I like things. I like new things. I like buying shit. I like wasting money. I like it. Like,
you hear that, folks?
I don't know. If anybody wants to have Joe dick down on you, he likes to spend money.
I spent like $300 today at Designer Con, just like looking at dumb shit.
Oh, you paid like the ticket was $300?
No.
Oh, you just bought some stuff.
I just bought a bunch of shit.
Did you get me anything?
No.
If I was a friend, I would have bought. I said if I was your friend. If I was your friend.
Oh, the truth is out. If I was your friend.
If I was your boyfriend. No.
So can we talk a little bit about what's going on in politics, or you want to save that for like another?
Honestly, I have not been following any politics,
which is crazy. Like this is the most I guess biggest things to be happening
exactly right now because it's the impeachment hearings, right? Yeah, I have not been. I think I'm completely out of the loop right now on this as far as what's happening. So yeah,
I'm down to talk about it.
The reason why I brought it up is because I haven't been following it either.
Oh, what the fuck?
And I was hoping you
Philly?
too. Wait,
I followed it a little bit.
isn't that crazy
But
though?
to be honest with you, I think focusing. I truly believe that our problems are less political and they're more economical at this stage in society.
But that's wild. We've been for so long been like,
Well,
we're waiting for some big thing to happen, and here it is, and we're just like,
there's still systemic racism, of course, and there's classism, and there's gender bias. All those things are true. I think those things have been true for a long time, and yeah, we can continue to make movements towards that. I do, however, feel like that's putting the cart before the horse. I think the bigger issues are number one, that information has never been more readily available, right? And yet people still aren't taking advantage and setting aside the time to improve themselves so they can be of value to society and create an economical decision that improves not just your life, but someone else's. And then you can either be a freelancer like that. You can get a job, but deliver more than you're being paid for, or you can start a business. The list goes on, right? I think our issues, regardless of the gender bias, the racism, the classism, are less political and more economical. We're consistently throughout history worried about who's going to help us and run the this and run the that, always trying to place it in somebody else's hands. And yes, there are people out there who are career politicians who are clearly a waste of fucking space. They're not doing shit. And they've got, I mean, the president retires and now they get $400,000 for the rest of their fucking life every year, like as an annual salary. That's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. That's ridiculous, right? So again, the problem is obviously that we're worried about some politician, somebody who's just going to talk to somebody else about talking about things that they should talk about, and then talk some more. Whereas all we need to do is take our own economic power into our own hands. We need to shop with our friends. Like all the shit that you hear all the time, that's what you need to be doing. You need to stop worrying about all, because honestly, man, through all the presidents that have been, other than when the 2008 recession hit, I wasn't a business owner obviously at that time, but I know that affected a lot. But other than that, and like all those depressions and shit, other than that, no president ever really, in my opinion, like has ever affected the amount of food on my plate. But you know what has? My ability to contribute to somebody and exchange some kind of fucking value. Mm. And I feel like constantly, especially right now, like we could talk about how Sacha Baron Cohen is coming down on Facebook because of their lack of responsible management over the political discourse. That if Facebook existed during the time of Hitler, he would have been able to run ads about how being Jewish is a problem type shit, right? And so like Facebook needs to police that, but then Facebook's like, well, I think it'd be too expensive, which is really them saying, actually, how we make our money is by keeping people engaged, and how we keep people engaged is by forcing them to be extremists about all their beliefs, right? So again, I think people are looking for things to be mad at and to point at why they don't have the things they want, when really it's just about like, how much are you grinding out there? And yeah, there are people who are working hard, but you gotta know the difference between working busy and working smart, right? And most people just think if they put in more hours, if they take a second job, and for some people that might be the solution right now, but it's always like placing that as the one thing you're gonna do and then hoping that something's gonna work out. Like it's just not the way it works anymore. It's economical. All of our issues are economical. I know it sounds like dogmatic that I'm preaching it, but it's true. It's economical. As the economy is shifting, our skills aren't shifting. And if we don't shift with the economy, we are going to get left behind, whatever it's going to be. It really is a world now where learning has to be a skill. That has to be your main skill above all, as your ability to pick shit up quick. And at least you got to know your lane, obviously. Like I'm not a mathematician, so generally speaking,
how do you know?
It would be harder for me because I don't practice it a lot to get into some numbers type of thing, as opposed to me delivering something verbally or writing something. Like those are things that I already know I have strengths in.
But you can though. I mean, saying that you're not skilled for math at all.
But he's also saying stay in your lane, like know what you know and work on that.
Right. Yeah, continue to find how it evolves with the economy.
Okay.
That's what my main thing is, that we want to talk about politics when really we should be talking about the economy.
Philly for Prez 2024, everybody.
Really,
Well, I
we
mean,
should, because even though we don't have an interest in finance, finance
I
has
think.
an interest in us.
Well, see, while I agree with you about our issues being economical, I also believe that we do have like some type of moral obligation to kind of do what's right as far as politics are concerned. Because yes, even though we're worrying too much about what some politician has done and what the politician is going to do for the other politician and who's going to tell who what, yes, but I think we also have a moral obligation to kind of at least speak on what's right, even if we can't immediately change it, you can at least address it.
And I think those two will go hand in hand, because if you, let's say, for instance, you're trying to isolate politics entirely, with economics, you're going to get politics regardless. You can't get rid of it.
Well, yeah, politics is a part of life.
Exactly. So
What
the
I'm saying
effects,
is career politicians are like, makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, but we can't ignore them either. We can't.
it's
ignore
gonna
it either.
they have to be there's bound to be all of that. I don't think, unless, I don't think anything has been newly created in politics that just now started existing. Like,
It just seems like such a fucking like reality TV show. Not just because we have a reality TV
well, that's
show.
because the way we're set up. If we were living in fucking Mongolia, it'd be totally different. Yeah, I mean, that's just the way the United States is and has been set up, is like that. I'm pretty sure if you go back in time, you'll probably see shit like that in the early 1800s.
Like, what
or
would
late
happen if
1700s.
everybody all of a sudden this year decided not to vote at all? Like specifically, everybody made the effort, right?
Somebody's still gonna get voted on.
Well, like say for
It's
instance,
still gonna happen.
because there's a system set up where that a group of electives will make a vote
Yeah,
for
Like
for
the
for us.
politicians themselves.
yeah.
With-
That's what the
within-
electoral college is. It's like someone will still vote.
Yeah,
Even if everybody in our society, every citizen decides they're not gonna vote.
there's a group
There's
set
an
up to do that.
electoral college that will still vote
Regardless, they have to.
regardless.
And then, let's say, for instance, for some weird, crazy reason, they don't even want to vote. Then there is a decision. So there is a decision being made. They're like, they went through like 5 different steps. I'm pretty sure you can look it online or Google it, where if you type in what happens if nobody votes, and then after that, there's a plan set up in place for
There
somebody
are
to be
always
president.
contingencies.
Yeah. There'll never be
Always.
a situation where no one in no particular form or fashion will,
Right, because it would be anarchy at that point.
or I guess so.
If there's ever one thing that I'm concerned about with politics, it really is just about like anybody who can be a politician for like more than 4 years.
Well, do you know that show Designated Survivor? Or heard of that on, I think it's
Yeah,
Netflix?
That's the one with Kiefer Sutherland.
Yes. Even that is set up in a situation where what happens if everybody, vice president, president, house rep, what if they all
Speaker,
died or
yeah.
something like that? And that's the case scenario, somebody did, and they had somebody in place to take over as president. That person is practically like a janitor, but still, in the contingency of things like that happening, somebody will be placed in that position.
There's always good. That's see. This is where my own personal limitation comes in. Is I can't, for the life of me, understand how what a world would look like without the current system that we have. I can't provide a solution for the problem that is obviously our own political system right now. It's a problem in itself.
I think that's what history is. If you look at other civilizations, not just,
There's always somebody who gets like, you're the person. They're like, yeah, now I have the power. And then there's the corruption.
or what was his name? Fuck, Andrew. What's the title? Not archaeology, anthropology. Something like the study of society and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure
anthropologist,
you
yeah.
can find a moment in time or place, or or the two combined.
There's always a tribe leader
where
and
that
there's always a
doesn't,
tribe.
or that scenario is not existent, and then you can actually see, to answer your question. I know this would be great presented for the listeners, but for yourself, for personal stuff.
I think I just read that Michael Bloomberg is going to enter under the Democratic ballot. As like another billionaire, and it's
Who's
just
Bloomberg?
billionaires.
Yeah.
It's just
But he's like a
billionaires,
left wing.
yeah, like-
billionaire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
honestly, man, like
Do you care?
You heard, and you also heard about Jeff Bezos, right? Like made like 1,100 billion. I don't know.
He has more money than the government.
And
Yeah.
he paid zero.
Yeah.
Legitimately.
Who cares?
Right, no,
But see, that goes back to
Like-
see that this is what I'm bringing up.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm glad.
like,
yeah.
yeah. Like
But
that's my thing. Like we can all talk about the current society that we live in
Right.
and the 2-party system and all that bullshit,
Right.
but who gives a fuck?
And that's what
like
I meant.
we live pretty well. Like and maybe this is the consumer in me that's just thinking like I don't give a fuck,
Yeah.
but I don't. Like I don't give a fuck. Like I have an issue with say for our president, our current president's moral obligation. Like
Mhm.
he's a piece of shit morally, yes. But is he affecting me currently? No.
So nothing he's done ever since he's been in president has affected
Morally,
you?
No, I don't think so.
Has it affected you? Because I can't recall.
Morally, it hurts me. I'm like, fuck.
Right,
this
but I mean,
motherfucker's a piece of
actually,
shit.
because I
But
checked.
as far as economically,
Yeah.
I haven't been hurt at all. I'm actually making more money this year than I made last year.
So-
and last year I made more money than I
Yeah.
made the year prior. Like,
and that's
I'm
because
so-
you're on your JO.
yeah, that's because I give a fuck about me and what the fuck I gotta do.
And that's
to
what I
make
meant. That's what I
myself
meant.
better.
Our
Like,
problems. That's what I meant to say from the beginning. That's what I meant and imply. I was hoping to imply, which was
you didn't, Phil. You didn't.
that our problems are less political and more economical.
So
what I've
how
been
do you
trying
know
to
that
say.
won't affect you? Like, what if Joe's mentality was most people and it really screwed us over?
Honestly,
Like, how do we know that's really the best way to go?
how do we know
I'm not
that?
surprised that it's not what's happening now.
Yeah, how do we know that any of the votes that we do actually affect anything?
Okay,
that's
well,
actually
in that
going down?
aspect, I honestly don't think any of the votes really work at all.
Yeah,
Period.
like there's probably some illusion of like, yeah, it's a whole fucking charade, man. Because
Well, it's about the masses too. I mean, like they take these county votes and the city votes and state votes stuff like that. You're only one person in this whole state. It's the majority of the people within the state that gets that vote, possibly.
right,
If-
and people
if
want to
they're
fact
represent-
checked, but unless you're actually there in that room where all that shit is being tallied
and
this-
counted. Yeah,
like no matter what source you're looking at, it's all secondary. So it was a reputable source. Well,
Yeah.
You don't fucking know that, man.
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
know whose pocket is in who.
well, you're supposed to know who your councilman is, your
Whose
representative
hand in
is,
whose
your
pocket, though?
your.
Whose hand is in whose pocket.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't even know the name of the California representatives. We get two, I believe, and I don't know who those two are. And they're the ones who.
and like everything else,
Yeah,
we have to go on some form of faith, some form of trust.
right. I can vote easily Republican, but if the state of California is full of Democratic representatives for the Electoral College, I really have no real say. That's why, to agree to you in some aspect, it's the local politics or the city ones that really affect you. And I'm thinking maybe that's where you might come in, like the city ones actually affect you because that affects your pay for your rent and all that
as far
stuff.
as,
When
like-
was the last time
and it's
you
affected our company. Like,
Okay, yeah.
And
So
that
that-
one is like, oh shit,
Right.
Maybe I
So
have a
on
little
some
more of an
level, you have
obligation
to
that.
have some
Yeah.
type of
When was
politics.
the last time your local politician sent you an email that they probably have access to, where they were like, "Hey,
Yeah.
I'll be speaking here at this thing.
I
I'd
get
love
that
to
shit all the
invite."
time.
I do. I get it from another city. I'm like, fuck.
I get it all the time. I
try to delete it.
Yeah, I get that shit all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
I'm
lucky-
like, motherfucker, leave me alone.
I donated to a campaign once, and now they never leave me alone.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
they try to look
And-
for that enthusiasm.
but see, there's your opening, and how often do you take it?
Oh no, I have zero interest.
Exactly.
Because
Right.
because
See?
I realized quickly early on that no matter what they're doing, what matters most is what I'm doing.
So why do you want to become president then?
Why do I want to become president?
Yeah.
Just to prove that it can be done, and then probably
Donald Trump already did
I
that.
think so.
No,
yeah.
and then just tear that shit up. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I
But-
think he's doing what you want to do, but in a really bad way. But
We don't know
Yeah.
specifically if it's bad. I mean,
Donald Trump is that dumbass kid in first grade that says, "I want to be president," and
somebody
fucking
goes, "You want to be
7 years
president?"
later, 7 years later, here he is.
Yeah.
now have you ever seen his older interviews back in the day?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, they're very-
ironically, he was very articulate.
He was, but you can also see the narcissism a little bit
Yeah,
in his
you can always
interviews.
see them.
When he
Sure.
did that one with Oprah, when he did the
Sure.
one with what's her name? They were in like his.
Sure, but his ignorance displayed publicly is clearly a charade because that's not a dumb man.
Well, you definitely have to watch the documentary on Trump and his
He's
businesses.
not a dumb man.
He's not,
no
but
matter
he's,
what people say. You
But
don't.
he's not as great as he perceives himself.
No,
Exactly.
yeah, no one
By any
is.
But
means.
he's not highly
I mean, I'm pretty
intelligent
dope.
either. If you're cheating the system and getting away with it, that doesn't make you a smart person.
Yeah.
It just makes you a cheater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny is like everybody was on Donald Trump's dick before
Yeah.
he became president.
Yeah, because he appealed to a particular audience. Oh,
No,
before
like-
he became president.
like everybody wanted
Yeah.
to make sure they got a picture with him that
Mhm.
they were because I mean,
He knew how to promote himself.
not just that though. Like, why do you think everybody went out of their way to make friends with Donald Trump? Because a lot of people did.
Because he was rich. He had money, supposedly a lot.
Yeah,
But
and
I've never liked Donald Trump ever in my life.
I knew of him, but I
hated
was
The
like-
Apprentice.
Yeah?
He was. a
Yeah, I
vile
never watched
human
any of
being.
that
I've
shit.
Yeah.
never
But if you
liked
pay attention to people who are now talking shit,
Mhm.
they were all about it years
In the
ago,
80s, yeah.
hoping to fucking win his good graces.
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to discount all these people who are talking
Oh,
shit
no.
now
Yeah,
who
yeah.
were clearly on the dick before.
And I the same thing. I'm in huge agreement in a different aspect of like. a
I'm
lot of
not
the-
even protecting him. What I'm saying is
Yeah.
that you just got to pay attention to that.
Same thing for all the Republicans that are on his dick. If later down the road, like, yeah, I never supported him, or
I still think his rhetoric is
mean-
trash.
Yeah, it is. But I used to eat beef, and now I don't eat beef. So
that makes you an asshole.
no, I mean, people change. You know, like people change. I used to say the word fag all the time, and I'm repulsed by it. Like I don't say fag anymore.
Right.
I mean,
Oh,
other than
not
times I
in,
say- I'm saying
not,
right now, but-
not publicly. He'll say it to me.
Come on, player. I call you gay. I don't. no,
That's
but you know,
'cause
like or
oh.
retarded.
Well,
I used to
Yeah.
say retarded all the time.
right, we
I
talked
guess
about
And now I
this.
don't.
Yeah.
We talked about this.
Like
Well, it's fuck.
people's perception of other people change all the time.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
human beings.
Yeah.
Sure.
So we
Some
can't
of us
say,
are.
"Oh, well, you used to be on his ass all the time."
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
And that's caring about the past and worrying about somebody.
Yeah,
like
but
you said, like
people
why do you
change.
care?
That's what-
yeah.
That's another thing that's another thing that he's able to do. He's able to manipulate people
That's right.
into like
Yep.
agreeing with.
How far does
whatever
that
the
go
fuck he
though?
wants.
Your statement on people change. Like what if someone was like a murderer and then, 5, 10, 20 years like, you know what, I've repented, I've changed, I did all this other thing. I'm a different
sorry.
person. Yeah.
I regret.
How-
Like, have you guys
how-
seen that clip of the dude like he's like he's in front of the
prison?
judge and
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, and he's singing in front of the
Yeah, he's
judge?
like, I'm sorry, I changed, and everything that I done.
Oh my-
I'm
did the
sorry.
How hard did the judge have to keep
I
their
don't
face
know.
straight?
I don't
Oh
know,
my
but that
god.
shit is funny.
But just on an extreme level, how extreme
He
is
was like,
your
let me get
statement
famous real quick.
on people changing and accepting the change? Like, can you accept rapists, murderers, mass killers? Hitler's been dead for a long time. Do
I
you?
got asked that when I went to jury duty. They're like, if we present you with facts, are you going to be able to put aside your emotional biases and judge based only on logic whether someone should go to jail? And I was like, hell no. I was like, the minute I hear this dude did something that triggers me,
Yeah.
I guarantee you it's gonna.
If he did it
anyone-
though,
I was like, anyone who can sit here and say that it's not going to
Mhm.
is lying to you. I said,
Oh,
and they
yeah.
were like, thank you.
I know,
and
yeah,
then like
yeah.
a second later, they I didn't even get
It
called.
just does.
Yeah,
Thank you. You're out
but
of
that's
here.
the thing. If
Get
say,
this little Mexican out of here.
say for
right now,
instance,
Judge.
you were in court and
Your
now
Honor.
you have a team of people that has to do the same thing for you, you would want them to be completely biased because you could be innocent. But if somebody makes you look guilty, what
Right,
do you do?
Sure, I understand why they're doing that.
Yeah.
I just think it's hilarious that there are people who will go to jury duty and they'll ask them that. They'll be like, yes, I can put aside my emotions. It's like, no, you
Shit.
fucking can't.
I did that.
And it's like you're
You can put aside your emotions. Hell no.
you're a
Fucking-
sheeple.
bad person.
You're a sheeple
I
because
would-
now you're just agreeing to
I
whatever
tell
they're asking
you,
you to
if
do.
there was a fucking
I-
rapist on the stand
Yeah.
that had raped a little girl,
Mhm.
and
With no proof, no nothing. They just said he did it. She doesn't know if he did it. No other stuff.
but
he
I'm
did
not
it.
gonna be like, oh, I can be unbiased.
Well,
No,
that's
because
the thing.
I automatically have a bias. I have
Yeah.
a little girl
Yeah.
who I would hate if anybody touched or
Right.
looked at a certain way.
Right. So how
So the
does
fact that they're telling me that this guy, potentially raped a little girl, I'm already gonna be like, yo,
yeah, but do you know how many un cases like that where people go to jail
yeah, but
innocent
that's what I'm
because
saying.
the
I
jury?
can't be that dude to judge him.
Yeah.
I can't.
That's all
I
we're
can't be
saying.
one. Yeah, I can't.
All we're
wanna
saying
be,
is
I can't be
anyone
one
who
of
can
those jurors
say that
because
they're
I'm already
gonna
gonna
be-
think it's already something that I can relate to. I could
Yeah.
already be like, damn, I'm already gonna have it in my mind that this guy
That's what I'm saying.
might have raped a little girl.
Okay.
You know what's
So
funny?
I
is
can't
since, since
I can't
that,
pretend not to.
Since that day, I've yet to ever receive another jury duty request. It's like the time I voted Green Party.
What do you mean? What does the
it-
Green Party have to?
The time I voted Green Party, suddenly I was receiving 0 invites for any voting. Period.
Oh, really?
I had to switch back and vote for one of the bipartisan parties, like in order for suddenly mail to show up.
What does a libertarian mean?
I have no fucking idea.
It's like
I thought
a
Joe might know.
soft right winger.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's what I call
Oh.
my. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, Philly and his dick, just dropping it everywhere.
And with that,
We have come to the soapbox hour, ladies and gents.
soapbox hour.
Yeah.
The soapbox hour?
Segment of the
Like it's gonna be an
soapbox.
hour of soapbox? I don't think Keenan has it in him. Maybe you, but not him.
I can give an hour so, but I can complain about so much shit. You know me, Joe.
Why does your soapbox always have to be a complaint?
I don't know. I had 2 or 3 throughout the whole first, second season that I was like happy about stuff. Things were going well in my life. And then life came back and was like, nope.
Nah.
Psych.
What does this soapbox bringing in season 3?
Season 3?
Is this
Oh.
any different or?
Well, you two be the judge. My soapbox is about multi-level marketing.
Oh no!
And I like
Who
to
did it, Keenan?
I like to know there's a great opportunity for you guys.
Oh my!
No, okay,
God.
okay, no. Okay, now here's before we do start the soapbox. As usual, the soapbox talk is give each one of the speakers a moment to talk about whatever they want to talk about, regardless of what it is. They could be a praise, it could be a shout out, it could be promoting, shameless plug, whatever it is, and the others will not interrupt. Now we've kind of gone a little lax on this in the previous seasons, but I kind of want to get back to basics and
Joe laying down the law with the little whistle.
with the little whistle. Goddamn whistle!
That's a little finisher.
We've
I
been
have spoken.
We've been getting Joe on that for a while.
I know.
now.
I'll stop. Yeah.
So
gotta get that looked at, my
as
guy.
per usual, we're gonna jump this off with Keenan doing the soapbox, just in case none of you have ever heard the soapbox. To all the new listeners, who are barely coming into the scene, this is a perfect year to start. So Keenan will start the soapbox, and we'll head over to Philly, and I'll close it out. So once again, this is the soapbox talk. Keenan, take it away.
So I have a great opportunity for you guys. Season 3, 2 first 6-7 episodes have been posted on YouTube. I'm still getting that going. All the soapboxes. I promised Joe to give him the audio files, and I will give that to him eventually for all of season 1 and 2. I posted flyers at a certain spot in Los Angeles. I won't say where because I still feel like I can get in trouble, but that will continue and spread around. So hopefully people will tune in, listen, and watch. Quickly, my soapbox, yes, is about multi-level marketing. And I hate every single one of you. And you're worse than lawyers. So you can all go to hell. But it's just the way you approach it. So it just seems, I don't know what, the way people, just something about the way you approach it is just wrong. It's worse than Scientology people in the street. It's really ridiculous that you would lower someone or build someone up and go, don't you want this in life? Don't you want that? You pick all the nice things, obviously, that people want that we've discussed before. And then you slap on some crazy ruling with all this technicality and trying to make it simple and seductive. And I am a big sucker. So that's why I'm kind of complaining about this, because I almost fell for it again. I've been a part of it 3 times. And this 4th time I was like, I knew it was coming. I knew the quote unquote trigger word is the statement of, don't you want financial freedom? If you ever hear that, it's a multi-level marketing scheme. Get the fuck away and just run the other direction. But the person that introduced me made it seem like we were going to become friends and, do all this cool stuff. And they pitched the idea so quickly, so fast, and tried to get me to sign up and all that stuff. I was like, oh my God. And it took a lot of courage out of me to say, I don't want to do anything that you're involved with. but you're really cool and I want to hang out. And I don't know, it's just when you get noticed that you're just a money bag, that's how you're presenting your multi-level marketing scheme. So if you're gonna do it, I don't want you to, but if you're gonna do it, don't. I don't know how else to say it, or find a better way to sucker someone in, and stop using other stuff like, what do you want to do with your life? Don't you want to be happy? Blah blah blah. Financial freedom, all that shit. And it's getting crazy. It's going everywhere. There's so many different other multi-level marketing schemes. It's ridiculous. I even question if Joe is part of a multi-level marketing scheme for Disney and Star Wars. Like, he got me to watch Mandalorian. I might buy the whole package now. So fuck, man. Go noob.
Awesome. All right. Damn. I definitely didn't think of a goddamn thing. The whole time I was listening, I was like, I gotta come up with something because it's my turn coming up. So I'm just gonna trust and believe that I got something to say. I lost my voice a couple days ago. There was like marijuana involved, not necessarily direct inhale, but like just generally speaking, I was in a room with lots of it, and it somehow burned everything that I had. I lost like a whole octave of my voice. But in that time where I was having trouble speaking, it caused me to think a lot more. I took a look a lot more at the people I was spending time with, the things that I was doing, the things I was making efforts for. And I just took a hard look at my life and was like, is this the best that I can do? And it made me wonder, how often should I be asking that question? Because granted, I may generally have the disposition of being hard on myself, but there's a difference between being hard on yourself and asking yourself a simple question. Is this the best you can do? Because if it's not, then why aren't you doing better? I don't mean living better. Why aren't you doing better? Is it fear? Are you just flat out fucking lazy? Like, you've got to be able to ask yourself these questions without making it a harassment on yourself, without being hard on yourself, And also I've learned that I've recently learned that you really can find a quiet strength in loving people, especially when they're not lovable. Especially when they're not living life according to the way you fucking want people to live. In fact, the minute you can start to love people, even then, is the minute you truly become an empowered person. Because now, you know what? They don't faze you at all. And if there's one thing I can say, it's like, love people. I'm not saying you have to keep them around, but I'm saying don't feed yourself that kind of energy. Like, truly just love them, because when you do that, everything changes. Everything changes. Love people, especially when they're hard to be loved.
Nice.
I don't know why I just put on my
I
glasses.
know, all epic like and shit. I'm about to speak.
And really just the current events. Like,
Mine is I have two things I'm gonna touch upon. You guys can't talk, so shut the fuck up.
one of them's my dick.
Yeah.
Talk on this.
All right. So the first and foremost, to all the returning listeners, thank you for coming back. Season 3 is off to a great start. We've had a great episode so far. I'm about to ruin it. So we've had a great episode, and we want to thank you guys for sticking with us. I mean, this is season 3. What the fuck? What the fuck? Season 3. I mean, what the fuck? We're still doing it. And we're still here, and we're still releasing some dope ass content. And these listeners have no idea what is about to go down this season. Like, yeah, we don't plan shit, but we kind of dropping some things in place, We might not know what the fuck we're going to talk about the episode, but we know where we're going this season. And that is sky high. So for sure, I love you guys. I'm so glad we're back. I'm glad to be here with you. I'm not going to be here next week, but sorry. But I mean, it gets the bills paid, right? That way we continue to do what we're doing. Anyway, we're getting better and better, and we're increasing our footprint as far as what we do, and that's super dope. So I'm glad we're back. I'm glad the listeners are still here. I'm glad you guys are still here because that'd be weird. um, and yeah, thank you guys. Now I want to talk. I kind of want to. So this week, it's delightfully pleasant that it falls on the season premiere. This week I was in Lidditz, Pennsylvania, at this thing called the Event Safety Summit. Now, there's a group called the Event Safety Alliance, and basically it's a bunch of people in our industry in the live events industry that I work in, and a bunch of people got together and said, "Yo, we kind of need to talk about safety a little more." There have been a couple of deaths in the last couple of years in our industry by people who work in these events. This year alone, at Coachella, one of the senior riggers, who's like the people that climbs and builds these stages, um, he's been with Coachella for like since the beginning, 20 years. And he happened to be climbing one of the roof systems and he fell. He slipped. He didn't have his harness. Yeah, he didn't have his harness. He didn't have any of his shit on, and he slipped, fell like 30 feet, and died. Um, and he had been one of the more senior people. He'd been there forever. Thought he was the shit. Felt like, oh, nothing's gonna happen to me. I've been doing this for 20 years. Da 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 da. Da. Sure enough, it happened. So this is kind of the Event Safety Alliance is a group of people who are trying to put these regulations forward, or these standards for what the event industry is supposed to be, and focusing on the safety of the people who actually work these events, and not only that, but also the people who attend these events. So I was there this week, and it was just eye-opening. I go to a lot of conferences and a lot of like events, conventions, all this shit. And it's usually, most of the time, it's a dick measuring contest. It's all these companies that want to be flashy and show who does the best and who does the most. And I got this, and I was able to do this year, and this, and that. But this conference that I went to in Pennsylvania this week was not that. It was legitimately a group of people who had the best interest of the people they work with and the people they work for in mind. So I don't think I've ever learned as much about the industry and the operations and the safety aspect as I did this week. I have like a book of like maybe 20 pages of notes that I was just taking throughout this whole conference. And there were breakout sessions, and I would go to these hour-long sessions. I felt like I was in school again. And it was great because I was learning a bunch of shit that I just didn't even know. And it kind of put a lot of stuff into perspective as far as like what I do for my job and what my responsibility is as a manager, as someone in a position of power in the company I work for. Like I'm in charge of a bunch of people, like, and it really put it into perspective, like how much am I really doing to help the people who work for me? Like I'm a project lead, like, I'm the sales and logistics, the operations manager, like, so I'd go out on jobs a lot. I have a team of people who I'm responsible for, and it kind of just put into perspective, like, yo, like I should be making sure that my team is always on their P's and Q's, like they're crossing the T's and dotting the I's, because if we are not attentive and we're not like cautious about what we do, something can go horribly wrong. Like people have died. I'm lucky to be part of a company where nobody's died, and and I'm lucky because the fact is that we don't always do things the right way. We do it the quick way. I mean, there are times where we do take extra precautions, but most of the time, it's like we're used to just boom, boom, boom. We get in, we get out, we're doing our job, boom, 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 we're out, And there are very easy steps that we can take. Fucking, there are very easy steps that we can take to if not 100% secure our safety, at least make sure that we're a little more attentive. And just based on that, based on this visit, I was there for like 4 days, and just on that alone, I was like, yo, I'm gonna start doing a lot of these. I'm gonna start implementing a lot of these things in for the company, and I mean, it's really only gonna help us, because people will see the level of professionalism that we bring to the site, and they'll appreciate that, because now we're gonna be the guys that are like, yeah, you're not wearing your vest, player. You got to get off. You can't be on this site. You're not wearing your hard hat while we're in this enclosed space. You gotta either go put it on or you gotta dip. Like, I'm gonna make sure that my guys have the right shoe protection. I'll make sure that if they're climbing, they're rocking their harnesses, and I'm it just really does put into to perspective that anything can happen at any time. And I think this is the longest I've ever spoken on a soapbox. But goddamn, I really came into this it's weird because I already knew what my soapbox was gonna be today. Like, and I care about my guys. Like, I love my guys. They're my friends. They're not just people I work with. These are my friends that I actually care about. Like, these are guys that I've been in the trenches with. Like this is a very weird industry where the people you work with, you're in focused situations with these people, and you spend a lot of time with these people, and you don't realize how much these people actually grow on you until you could potentially lose one of them. Like, I'd be devastated if any of the guys I work with, if anything ever happened to them, I would be absolutely devastated. I'd be fucking torn, because these guys know my family. They know my kids, like they've come to my parties. We've shared a lot of stuff, I know their families. Like, so it'd be absolutely devastating. And if there's anything I can do to prevent that, or to ensure that they get back home to their family, then shit, I have to do it. I have to do it. And I know I'm a piece of shit, but I'm still gonna do it. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, this was episode 51 of the None of Our Business podcast. You basic bitches, we are back.
I love my motherfucking crew. I love my motherfucking crew. All the 7 dwarfs. I love my motherfucking crew.
Suck your man's dick.
I will no longer be running for president.
God,
love you.
it.